What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Was It Good Though podcast, where we discuss, debate, and sometimes argue on movies and TV shows, old and new. I am one of your hosts. My name is Jazz.
And I am Jason. A few house rules before we get into this review. 1, please have fun. 2, please like, share, subscribe. Let your people know, let your friends know what we are doing over here at the Was It Good Though. Number 3, we will be spoiling this review. So if you haven't seen it, stop here and come back after you've seen it. And lastly, and certainly not least, this is not a kid podcast in any way, shape, form, or fashion. So if you want to listen with your children, that is on you. That is not on us. I am here to let you know. Please stop or continue. Let's get to this review.
Nah.
What?
It's funny to think about that, but I think we know, like, if one of us get missing, it's just like, all right, let me contact this person to make sure that they are all right.
I'm gonna say, goddamn, need a an emergency contact list for the podcast. If you get to 100, she get different.
Hey man, listen, I was thinking about that when I was downstairs. I was heating up some food. I was like, what if I have a Final Destination moment and my microwave just blows up and we supposed to record? I'm like, how long would Jason sit? Like, where the hell Jazz at?
I'm calling. I'm calling you, like, right at 7:15. I'm calling him, like, because Jazz not late. Jason late. Jazz not late. She's more punctual, and she's more communicative. That's not a word, but it's a word today. She's more likely to reach out in that situation when she's about to be late. So yeah, no, I'm definitely tapping in to make sure everything is the way it's supposed to be. So
yeah,
thank God. These are two trials and tribulations that we do not have on this journey to today. But as we often say, everything starts with the beginning. So before we even really get into that, because it's a lot of celebratory moments, we about to go through a lot of big things. The real thing that really even kick this off is one of the probably 3 things that, if anything, we can say that we related on. If we was ever have a conversation, it's one of them. But welcome to the Was It Good Though podcast about movies and TV shows. I am one of your hosts. I am Jason.
I am Jazz.
And I didn't even ask, Jazz, if you had like a special introduction that you wanted to do in that. So hopefully I didn't step on anything, because at this point, this down the road, like I said, we pretty much got our spidey senses on when somebody's gonna do something out the ordinary at the top. So I just want to make sure I didn't step on nothing in that, but also,
Nah, I was thinking about it, but then I was just like, I'm gonna wait till the anniversary. I'm vibing, I'm chilling right now. The anniversary gonna be more hype, so I'm like, let me do my hypeness over there. I'm gonna keep the vibes over here. It's a special time.
We have so many different milestones, so many different accomplishments, so many things that we're hitting at the same exact time. So it's kind of we kind of had a dilemma into how we were going to go into this situation, but I think we came up with the right formula as to how we want to give it to our listeners, our fans, because you've been here on this journey. Like, you start one way, it continues a different way. Like I said, the different updates, the different changes, the different faces. Like I said, I mean, the original is the original, but sometimes, you got to reinvent it, you got to change it. So definitely appreciate where we are and what's been going on. What you last?
Yo, that was a wild speech, Jason. I was like, oh, he get to it early, but now I was like, he not.
We here.
We are here. It's not, man. How the fuck can you be early when it's 100 of these motherfuckers out there? It's 100 of them. TV, movies. It's out there. We're not even counting just us fucking around with our friends, just doing just silly shit. There was still actual content that we putting at the Jazz. We are content creators. And I'm glad you know this at 100 episodes.
Listen, I ain't even gonna lie. Technically, I mean, we got 130 out there. So we're celebrating 100 regular episodes that have dropped every single Tuesday since 2021. That's how long we've been dropping episodes every Tuesday, but also the fact that we've had bonus episodes on top of lives. So 130 right then and there of how many episodes we have created and posted and shared with the world. I'm not gonna lie, Jason, we spoke earlier this week. I was like, my nigga, did you think we would get here? Did you see us at 100? Like, hell no. Like,
nigga, hell no. Nigga, hell no. Just being real. And within this, one thing I have, just like I said, of the appreciation, which you don't start with appreciation, but I'm gonna start with appreciation. I'm gonna end with it as well, though. I don't know, like we shit got a little rocky. Shit got a little rocky, nigga.
You get into it. People like, we waited a while for this. What they about to say? Yeah, niggas.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I feel like in a lot of journeys that people have, it's not how you start, but how you finish. 100%. And in certain situations, things are going to adjust, things are going to change, things are going to shift and fall off or fall on. And so I definitely want to say, and I know you're about to show appreciation, but I'm going to skip you and I'm going to go first. Because I'm going to say Jason is the only person that can sit up here and say he has attended every last one of those 130 motherfucking episodes. Yes. So if somebody was to come and buy Was It Good Though podcast and they'd be like, I want the person who's been on it the longest, every episode, they're going to Jason. I'm going to sit there like, it was at one time. Fuck my mental health. No, let me chill. But I'm just saying, so definitely shout out to you, my brother. I would not have wanted to make a podcast with anybody else to sit across from me, hosting, talking about wild shit. Y'all done learned about us. We learned about each other. It's crazy.
It is.
It's crazy. And it's been fun though. Like,
it has been. Like I said, we initially started just in a podcast chat, right? Like that's somewhat how I have tried to formulate our podcast, but in our way. I think that's where things really come from. Like the movie that we're reviewing isn't the first of its kind, but it took elements of all of those and it built something special. We watching X-Men right now. This is not the first of its kind, but it's taken elements of the original, taken elements of today and made it great. So with Jazz, Jazz is.
Uh-oh.
Jazz is Jazz. Jazz is I think we similar in a certain sense. She's kind of closed off. Let me rock. Jazz is kind of closed off. So in certain things, yes, a nigga got to pull it up out of her. Pull certain conversations up out of her, because and it's more so I think she just like to keep things to herself, like to keep certain stuff. Some things are more personal to her. Me, I'm a little bit more open, but even I'm not even super open, to be honest, regardless of what y'all think y'all done heard me say on here.
Which is a lot, my nigga.
I'm still very personal when it comes to a lot of things. I don't really discuss my children on here, because this isn't nothing. I mean, even if you know me, you know I have kids. I love all of them. As far as when it comes to Jazz, she's kept things. So as far as our relationship, it's funny seeing where it is today, because like I couldn't had to catch myself. Couldn't imagine not speaking to Jazz on a daily basis anymore. It's just been somebody, like I said, I consider Jazz a friend. I can't say best friend because we have to both agree to that. But it has been So I just, like I said, I appreciate her. Like I said, oftentimes when it comes to things, she allows me to just go off the wall if that's where I want to go to. Because she trusts me when it comes to it. Like I said, in a lot of those, 100 of those episodes, I think at episode maybe like whichever one the Fast and the Furious episode, every episode up until that point, Jazz edited. Jazz was sitting there listening, and that was like 52 episodes that y'all niggas seen. There's episodes that didn't get seen. Episodes that we was fucking up behind the scenes as we was trying to figure it out until we figured it out. And then I figured it out. So now there isn't one person carrying the entire load. It's a shared load. We're making friends in this situation. We're making friends on this journey. From something I feel like Jazz was, because she's somebody that's super. IG is one of that's. I'll be honest with y'all, that's Jazz thing. Jazz is a super Instagram person, and she don't watch stories, so I don't know how the fuck she making friends on Instagram.
Them DMs, man, they powerful for real.
And like some of the relationships that we have made have been some good ones. Like I said, some friends that I personally had. I've intermingled with the podcast. It's an actual camaraderie that we have. Jazz has intermingled friends into the podcast from friends that we just had from groups that we've joined. Yeah, man, it's been a special journey, Jazz. What you think about that?
I mean, I've been loving it. Us being able to pretty much grow our podcast community, people welcoming us into that, wanting to collab with us, bringing us on their shows and vice versa. It's been a great time. And then also being able to hear other people's opinions on stuff. Because I'm not gonna lie, when we first started this back then, anybody that said anything about Scream 3, I'd be like, fuck you and your opinion. I don't care nothing about nothing you say. I would dead them. But now with this pod and hearing other people's opinions on stuff, I was like, you know what? I respect that. Because Jason, I used to get on you about shit. I'll be like, my nigga, it doesn't matter how you feel. You like, well, Jazz, it's my opinion. I'm not angry no more. So, nah, but like, it's been a great time. I'm excited to see where we go after this. The journey has been amazing. And we have a very great support system. Like, people that was on my side, my crew that you didn't even know prior. Now you cool with them, and then vice versa. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just, I think about stuff like that. I just be like, damn, this all started with me just like, hey, y'all want to, we talk about movies all day. I want to start a pod. And y'all was, yes, no hesitation. And just to see where it is right now today and the dedication and the time that we actually put into this. Our episodes are not short. If you've been rocking with us, you know, these bitches is not short. But I will also say this. If you've been on our show, you forget how long this shit is and you be like, damn, it's 2 hours already, because we just get to it. Like, it's just us around talking shit, having a good time. Basically, we turned our group TV podcast chat into a podcast. And so it's just talking shit, having a good time. I love it. I've said it to you multiple times, like, this is a very good element for me, for my mental health, and you also said the same, but I'll let you speak for you. But so it's just, you know, I'm excited to see where it goes, and just the steps we've been taking, the direction that we're going in. It's dope. It's fire.
It is, man. It's definitely, we talk about in the DMs and dating often, but we out here shooting shots. Like I said, we making friends with people. I'm shooting shots, getting people on the podcast. Come on now, come on. Come with me now. No.
Jason used the pod to get in DMs to be like, yo, I got my podcast. I think you would like it. Also, I would love for you to be a guest. I'm like, who the hell is this, Jason?
Hey, look, I'm gonna be honest. I have not used the podcast for bad. I have done a great job keeping this business and pleasure separate. I have done a great job with doing that. True. So yes, no. So, but yeah, like you said, as far as with how it's helped me, speaking, that's one. I think I have gotten away from there's certain things I do still say. Somebody called me out for it. I forget. Oh, all in all, like they say, you say that all the time. Like, oh, for real? I've never noticed. But as far as and those little words, it definitely helps. Just having that funny, I just said
Yeah, you did.
it.
I wasn't gonna
having
say nothing.
having those 2 or 3 hours a week just to be able to decompress with you, being able to just have something to myself that isn't kid based, that isn't work based, that isn't anybody else based except Jason has done wonders within those 2, 3, no, it's 2 years, right? 3. Is it 3?
It'll be 2 years in June.
Okay, you said 2021 earlier, so I'm just trying to make sure you know.
Oh shit! Damn.
Yeah.
Whoops. My bad. You got me. I was wrong. This is a woman showing accountability when she's wrong. Shout out to y'all. I'm gonna cut that up into a clip. Throw that on the timeline.
But yeah, no. So with all that, like I said, it's definitely helped. Yeah, it's definitely helped. And I said we've had people, along the way. I'm gonna let you get. We're doing it the next week. This is.
I'm not sure where you about to go with this because I'm sitting here like, what you about to say?
Oh no, I was just saying, like, as far as shouting out the people that's been with us over the 100.
Oh, I thought you were about to say people that dropped off. Jan, I was about like, nigga,
no,
my bad.
No,
not violent.
No,
right. Watch it. Not stabbing them. We'll leave that alone.
Only in the movie. Only in the movie.
But now, like, yes, definitely want to make sure I gave us a shout out to all the podcasts that we've collabed with that came on our show, whose show we went on. Definitely really dope folks. Shout out to Recap Kickback Podcast, Men of the Prize Podcast, Crushgasm Podcast, the Jaw Jack and Crew Podcast, Rock Your Set Podcast, Talking Ish. We were a podcast amongst friends. We were just on their 102nd episode. That shit was wild. Definitely highly recommend y'all check that out. And of course, DeAndre at the Mass Debaters Podcast, the Evening at the Movies Podcast. Shout out to our man Swerve, who is going to be a repeat guest from Three Eyed Review Podcast, and of course the Brick Wall Review Podcast, and my work husband's podcast, TV, LLBR TV. If I did not mention you, I apologize. As you can see, that list was long as fuck. And I got to take a sip of my wine. But definitely want to give a shout out to everybody in our movie group chat. Love and appreciate y'all. Whew. Yes. All right.
You did that. You did that damn thing. Let me ask you something though. Since we're here talking about guests and things, is there somebody that we haven't gotten yet that you would like on the podcast?
Nobody comes to mind. Sorry if it is somebody that came to mind. Maybe after this, but you shouldn't have said no when I asked. Nah. No. Nobody's coming to mind.
Got you.
Do you have somebody that you?
I want to get Barry is one that I would like to get on the podcast. Well, actually, both Barrys, Detroit Barry and Memphis Barry. I would like to get both of them on the podcast. Even though I know Detroit Barry don't really watch TV, weird ass nigga.
He supports us though.
I know, weird ass nigga don't watch movies or TV shows, but you support us. I appreciate that because that's a friend. I appreciate that. Like sometimes, I appreciate the people you don't have to, say or do it. They do it just because off the strength of the support. I'm the same exact way. If I know you do something, again, I've said it on the podcast before, OnlyFans, I will support you. Juice, I mean, if you selling drinks, food, I support that. Clothes, I will support. If you got something, I'm gonna support the best way I can. That's just the person that I am in that situation. The other person is damn, I'm blanking on my guy. Terrell, my guy named Terrell. I watched his movie. Like I said again, I'll support if I can. I watched his movie that was made in Memphis maybe a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. It was pretty funny. It's not like a little short film, but that was pretty dope as well. So I think that's all I had as far as like people that I would like to come on. If you would like to come on, let me or Jazz know. Don't be a pussy out there as well. You know what? Actually, I like pussy. Don't be a bitch out there. If you want to come on the podcast, let me know. You got people out there that's afraid to come on here because they think they gonna say something that's gonna get them canceled. This is not, we have live podcasts, But this isn't live. I can edit, I can chop up, but why would you just go off just go crazy like that? You're not Kanye West. There's no reason for that.
I'm gonna go ahead and say Jason's not editing anything out. I do the editing. Jason just lets that shit sit in there because there's a lot of things that should have been edited out, and Jason did not do it. And I'm sitting here like, my nigga, you left me out there. Yes. So he's lying to you. I'm sitting here like, oh, 100, we lying? Bet. Bet. Okay. So I will say who I would like to come on the pod, but I'm not gonna drop any names. They're gonna know who they are when they hear this message. For all those that I send a blue heart to, I would love for them to come onto the podcast.
Okay. I don't know what blue hearts mean, but that's funny. Uh-huh. Well, you know what? There was a blue heart joke that was on Twitter. So okay, if whatever you got going.
Catch it.
So again, for myself, deep down, I appreciate everybody who listens, who rocking, who's with us. This is episode 100. Did you have anything else, Jazz, before we jump into this review today?
Nah, we don't say thank you to them niggas enough.
Fuck it, now it's time to kill these niggas. Episode 100 is brought to you by, again, the movie that started it all. The conversation, the relationship. One of the greatest horror movies ever created. Scream.
One of the best franchises ever created.
One of the best franchise, period. We're not saying horror. Best franchise, period. When we say, I don't think there is a bad Scream movie. There's just great, and then you got the other ones. This, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't. I don't. There's no bad one.
Shit, Chris said.
What you? It's a bad Scream movie to you?
My nigga, we know which one I hated.
Oh my god!
But the death was lit. I know. Anybody's curious, go to episode 1. Excuse the screaming. That's all I got for you. But yeah, I ain't gonna scream today though. I don't think. We'll see. But yes, Scream 1. Decided to do this since, of course, episode 1 was Scream 5 trash. Might as well do the original, the best. But I guess that could be up for debate depending on whoever you ask of the trilogy. So I think we should probably do this a bit different than our normal review. We're going to break this out into acts. First act, of course, is the intro. Scream has one of the best openers in a horror movie. And so let's get creative with it. Of course, this movie dropped, I believe, in 1996.
Yes.
So if you haven't seen Scream, I'm sure you've seen Scary Movie. Both of the niggas got Ghostface. So, yes. Jason. We've had conversations about Scream. Actually, I would think the first maybe 50 to 60 episodes of the pod, there was always a Scream reference. Not gonna lie, my nigga, we don't do that no more. Look at that growth.
Growth, yes.
So it was fish and spaghetti, and it was Scream. Would always get mentioned. Look at that. It's crazy the things that you just be like, damn, we damn sure don't bring that up no more. But we've, of course, talked about what our favorite opening is from the trilogy, or excuse me, from the franchise. Would you put this intro in this 6 movies? Is this in your top 3 best intros from the franchise?
Is it? Yeah, easily. It's always 1 and 2 for me. Like them two are always super close. Of course I love 5. I think that may be my third. I know. But that may be my first, might be my third, because prior to that movie, I didn't know who Jenna Ortega was, really. And she was in a lot of like things like the kids was watching, but it wasn't nothing that Jason watched. So that made that, for me, it made her a household name. And at that point, she was a different person. Now, had they tweaked it, made it something different, I think it probably could have rivaled the first one. But when you got the first one, it's just like almost like a copy and paste of that moment. It's kind of hard to capture it. But yeah, I would definitely have 1, 2, and then 5 as my top 3.
Okay. I would probably do 2, 1, and 6.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
and I fucked with 6 because you got 2 different locations and 2 different ghost faces. I would put
Fuck.
6 at 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, if my issue with 6 is, and because I've watched these movies. I don't even really repeat movies. I watch these movies quite a few times. I've watched reviews. I've watched other people discuss them. So I'm doing my best to make sure nothing that comes out of my mouth is regurgitated from what I've seen and what I've heard. However, just based on 6, based on it being in New York, I would have loved it more had they really played with the public killings a little bit more. Like her getting pulled into the alley was really cool, but it would have been super dope if more people were going by. Because
Uh,
in those type of places, like oftentimes people they're so busy or so on their own shit, they're not focused on that. And like you had people go by as she's screaming and not even paying attention. But I definitely think it would have played out a bit. It would have the element of surprise or the scare would have been so much crazier had she been getting killed, which they did. I think the best job this is done is in I Know What You Did Last Summer, when they got my girl out of here when she was running toward the parade, and just people was out there, which you couldn't hear over the parade, of course, but I do think that was the best moment, even though it's not in this franchise.
so with you saying that it came up with a really dope idea to me, like how they actually could have used the crowd. Because if we honestly think about it, after Scream 2, you didn't really have Ghostface going at anybody in a situation where they could have gotten caught. That's why I think 1 and 2 have very great intros, because everybody else was either secluded at their house or on their way to their house, to where they were kind of separated from everybody else, except for obviously the first character that died in Scream 6. But if they were to use New York, you could have had somebody on the telephone with Ghostface, and they're either walking across the street and you got 100 people walking at the same time, and they get stabbed once from somebody going the opposite direction of them,
And
and
stabbed by
then
somebody
somebody
else.
stabbed again, to where you sitting there like, oh, it's a bunch of ghost faces right there, and that person just gets fucked up, and it's so many people walking around. By the
It's hard
time
to.
they fall down, nobody's around. And they're like, why that person in the middle of the street? And you don't know who stabbed them.
Mm-hmm.
That could have been fire, them using multiple people in New York. I mean, hell, you had 3 fucking ghost faces in 6. So you
Really,
definitely could
five.
have done it.
Really 5, but
Well, they wasn't like
correct,
working together. But the
correct,
whole
correct.
cult aspect could have been
They made
how they
that movie had that movie had so much potential to be up there. Like I personally think it could have been top 3. It could have been a top 3 Scream
only
movie.
reason why I'm not putting it that high up is because Nev Campbell wasn't in there. Sorry, sis
So
fan.
so
It
you
is what
tell
it is.
so you
I
so
don't give a
you
fuck.
so you telling me even with the potentials with her not being in it, it could never make top 3 because she's not in
I mean, a Jack can win a book, but it will still be a possible, Jason.
it.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But since we are here about intros, you like that? Somebody gonna use that. They're gonna be like, "Yo, Jazz,
Okay,
damn."
okay, 100 episodes. I see what we.
Hey man, look,
I see you. I might be buying into this album now. It's. I might be buying in. I like it.
man. The bar's been getting better the more coding I do. I'm like, shit's insane. But if you could make your own Scream intro, what would that look like? And it has to include 2 questions in regards to horror movies. What is your intro?
Whew. All right, so I was thinking about this because I feel like we've kind of played with the intro a lot, and then I've been watching movies, and I want to come up with like the most creative one. Um, so and I wanted to play with the crowd element, so I took them to the amusement park. Right, you have movies that's done the amusement park. You got Final Destination, but friend group. We get introduced to a friend group. They go into the amusement park. They in there, they kicking it. They hanging out. As they're walking around, they going to different things. Like, hey, is your phone working? They were like, nah, it's kind of in and out. It was like, yeah, but it kind of works if you go out to the, out to the side over here, you can kind of stand out and then you kind of send a message. So, the friend group, they were like, hey, I'm fit to get on. We going to this ride next. They're like, all right, cool. We fit to get something to eat. So they break away. So we already have divide and conquer. So the group, they in the line, they getting food, they're texting. Hey, how everything going? Oh, it's all good. We haven't gone on the ride yet, but we about to get onto the ride. So because the phones don't work, everybody has iPhones. Key element here. So everybody has an iPhone. The messages begin to turn green as they're texting. It's not because they don't have an iPhone. The service is bad. So it turns into the actual green message as they going. The guy leaves the girl. She's like, hey, I'm gonna be right back. I'm going this way to go grab something. All right, cool. So, they're texting, hey, hey, where y'all at? The ride for to get onto the ride. Oh, we haven't even got to the front yet, and Joseph has stepped away. Okay, cool. Um, as she gets the way to step away, now she's looking for Joseph so they can go back and link up with the people. Joseph texts her, hey, I don't see you no more. Where you at? Oh, I'm still at the stand. Oh, you need to come over here by the tall ride. Okay, cool. I'm coming. I'm coming that way. Hey, I got a question for you though. Okay, cool. What's the question? Um, in Strangers, who was the first person that got killed again? I forgot. Like, why would you ask me about Strangers? I mean, it's coming out soon, so I was just trying to see if you remember the original movie. Never mind. It don't matter. Like, yeah, I see you. Like, what you mean you see me? You turn around, there's nobody there. Um, as we do this, of course it's the cat and mouse game as they trying to lure them to a certain spot. And it was like, hey, I see you I'm at the tower, right? You gotta come down a little alleyway. They were like, why the fuck would I no, I'm not doing that. Uh, so they, whether stay a smart person, they choose not to go down the alleyway. Um, as they going the other way, they hear a scream. It's Joseph. So now they have to go down to the alleyway. As they run down to the alleyway, it's not a scream. His phone is on the ground. It's an old video playing when he was joking around, and that's what they ran to. And of course, they get gutted as they're screaming. Um, in this alleyway, as people continue, a kid looks down. They let their balloon go and they just run off. Like they don't even go say nothing. They just keep on moving. Um, Joseph is back with the friend group and he's been texting her, but the messages have not gone through. And eventually they find her in the park. But yeah, that was my opening scene.
So Joseph survived.
He did. He wasn't even messed up.
Damn.
He just couldn't text because he went on the outside. She was.
Man, that's tough. Look, don't go to no alleyways. Just be like, nigga, meet me by this light. Like, what are you talking about? But
Hey, the Captain Save a hole.
Listen, ain't no hole in the ground if you was to let him save you. But all right, so my introduction would be it opens up a shot on a nice ass party yacht. It's about like 60 to 70 people on this yacht. And this one of them big yachts that's got layers to it. So you can go downstairs and there's some rooms down there. Everybody having a good time. One of our ladies walks to the side because she's been waiting to get a phone call from an acting agency. Now, the boat just went to the dock or just left out into the water. So it's still moving everything, but everybody drinking, having a good time. She's like, oh, I need to go downstairs to where I can hear this person on the phone. And of course, the person on the phone acts as if they are the acting agent because sis felt the need to say, hey, is this such and such from the acting agency that I've been trying to get in contact with? Boom. Actually, no, that's not why they knew. They already knew that she was waiting on that call because she been telling her friends and shit on the boat. She go downstairs and they just like, so some of the questions, this is a horror movie, we got to ask you. The first question is, in Halloween Ends, who did Michael get his ass beat in the sewage. She's like, that nigga Corey. Because how the fuck did Michael drag Corey down there and get his ass beat? She's like, okay, cool. Question number 2 is the weakest character behind the Ghostface mask, but that had some of the best kills. Now, that question isn't a right or wrong answer. It's an opinionated answer.
Mm-hmm.
You got to leave it open-ended. So she says some bitch like Amber, because Amber was a weak-ass character, but she did have a crazy body count, but of course not better than Roman. And so then obviously sis gets fucked up in one of those rooms on the boat, stabbed up and everything, and nobody finds her until the boat docks. Actually, don't nobody find her till they get ready to clean the yacht, because everybody drunk, and the people that owned the boat was looking, and then they found her body, which means the killer was one of the people on the yacht that could have been a guest. But yeah, so anybody listening, y'all let us know who intro y'all like. If you like both of them, thank you. Don't nobody steal our ideas though. That's kind of fucked up, because you would have heard it here from the Was It Good Though podcast.
That's fine. You can take my idea, but just credit me. Like, let the people know you got it from. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Or put me in the writer's room. You know, Drake do it all the time.
He right?
I say he put you in the writer's room. I didn't say he did nothing.
Oh, I'm like, let me find out. 2024 bringing talent, writing talent. But yeah, so of course we have Drew Barrymore's character on the phone answering questions. She get her ass gutted the fuck up. I think when it comes to murders, Act 1 had the best ones. Act 2, you didn't really have too many murders happen.
Yeah.
And then Act 3, you only had 2 deaths at the end outside of the killers. So I think Act 1 in this movie had the best kills. Because Steve and Casey, they had the best deaths in the whole movie. And one could say they had the best deaths. Only one for part 2. Only one in part 2 would be Jada's death.
I'm putting you're not putting Shorty from Scream 4 in the room when she got killed in front of her homegirls.
I think Olivia has the best death. Olivia absolutely has the best death, but like, I ain't go all the way down that road, Jason. Now you see, I ain't going past 2 now.
Oh, you say you what you do? You keep it.
I'm just fucking with you.
Okay, got
I was just keeping it in this movie, but
got you. Okay, got you. You said Jada, she ain't in this movie.
I was saying in terms of 1 and 2.
Okay, got you.
I wasn't including.
Okay, got you.
Olivia definitely better than all of them.
Well, I don't know if we doing 1 and 2. Buffy the Vampire Slayer had a great death. I enjoy her death.
She got thrown out the window.
She got stabbed up before she got thrown off the balcony. In the back
once and thrown off. Nah.
But it was a, I
know what you did last summer was better than her shit in Scream.
I didn't say what was better. I just said I enjoyed the chase and all that. You know, it's kind of funny. You know, the chase scene with Sydney. They say they always got the big breasted girl that run up the stairs.
Sydney ran up the steps.
Well, she tried to go out the door, but she just couldn't get I guess she was just so her mind was just so out she couldn't open the sling. Which I don't know why she would try to go outside, because it wasn't nothing but open space out there, and clearly I don't know if she could have outran Stu at that point.
Was it Stu? I thought it was Billy.
It was definitely Stu.
So they was both at the house?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Can you let us know? Because that's technically still in Act 1.
Okay, so when a few of the times they be on the scene together. So of course when they got Casey and Steve, they at the house together. One of them on the phone, the other one is running. You Jazz, they're together.
Steve was with Tatum. I mean, Stu was with Tatum. She even said it.
Stu was with Tatum. No, so.
Go ahead. You're so wrong. All right, I'm so chill. I'm telling you,
right. They're there together. They're working at the same exact. Cause look, I'm gonna tell you. Because look, how the hell can he throw through the window and run to the front door at the same exact
Because
time to
he's
be
fast as
chilling.
fuck. What you
No,
talking about?
we're removing those superpowers from this
Oh, so
moment.
now when you got the Ghostface shit on, you don't have superpowers
So
anymore?
there's moments when they doing it together. It's just like in Scream 5 when Amber and Robbie, Amber and whatever that nigga name was, the brother, whatever her boyfriend was. It's just certain things like one person be on the phone, the other person be doing the killing in that moment. Except at Sydney's house when Stu was in the closet inside the house and Billy was outside. I'm telling you, it wasn't Billy in the house. Billy wasn't in the house that time. It was Stu. Also, if you go back and listen to it, you can hear Stu's voice when he's running up the stairs. I've told you to listen to this a million times. He be
What
like,
you mean
he
when he's
he he be like, easy, easy, easy. When he's running up the steps, you have to. I'm telling you, if you go back and listen to when we finish, you can hear him when he's running up the steps. He's saying he because he's just real goofy. Any like the goof like anytime it's and you can wait. Do you know how to establish who's killing? Do you know that?
no, I don't think about stuff like that. I probably should, but no.
Yeah, in every movie, it kind of gives away who's the like it tells you who's the killer, but you have to kind of pay attention to it. So who do you think who do you think killed Tatum? No, I'm sorry. We know who killed Tatum. That's obvious. Who do you think killed Casey?
Casey and Steve was killed by Billy because Stu was with Tatum all night. They said that at school the next day
No,
because
she
Randy
know.
asked him.
No, he know.
She,
Randy, no,
she said,
he said he no. I know what they said, but we also know what happened too. I'm telling you, they was out there together.
they was nah, nah,
I
you
promise
bullshit.
you. I promise you, they were there
All
to
right.
get. They did the killing together. They went. It's fun. They of course they killed the mama together, but then they killed these two together. But yeah, they was there together though. Like as far as
Billy was the only one who had no alibi.
I mean, no, when
But
Billy was kind of, Billy was, I mean, Billy, he kind of gave himself away a long time ago, but I mean, on the
it's that white
rewatch,
t-shirt.
when you do the rewatch, it kind of, Stu also gives them away at the fountain when they at school, but, um, yeah, now that was out there together. That was out there together when they did that.
All right. Well, that can be our agree to disagree because I think you're full of shit. Stu was with Tatum.
No,
So
he he
yeah.
he
Just
he
because
he
somebody
went
probably said that shit on
he
Twitter
went
that
he went
drunk.
to no, he went to Tatum.
All right.
Jason, it's not physically possible to do all what he was doing.
What you mean?
Physically
If that's
possible
the
to
case,
they tied up the boyfriend. They cut his
he was
stomach
already
open.
tied up.
I'm saying no, they tied up the boyfriend because you can see him in the shadow, like when she's walking through, you can see him. They tied up the boyfriend. He's sitting there. He cut the stomach open. He says, "Which door I'm at?" Throws it through. He has to run all the way around that house, and as they come to the other, there he got to run all the way around the house to
He
get to the
came through
front
the
door.
he didn't come through the front door.
Remember, she
He
looked through the glass. Remember,
nah.
she looked through the glass, and he turned around and she busted. He bust in
That was when she was outside. When she was in the house, because she was down, he threw the outside furniture in the door.
through the
And
through the
she was
back
down
through the
through the
back door.
back door. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So then she went to go run and hide. This is before she even left the house. Then she looks up and you see him come from that door and
Creeping.
he runs through the living room. Then she makes her way outside. So Ghostface is already moving around the inside of the house. So yeah.
I'm standing.
We
I'm standing by
oh, this will be
Billy.
good. This will be
I'm
good.
standing by Billy and Stu. Were at the first house when they killed them. I know it was Billy though, which I do
But
appreciate.
yeah.
I do. I mean, because now the other thing was Stu was more like whenever he
Who
did the
did
key. So whenever Stu did the key, he always grabbed it with two hands. Whenever he stabbed, Billy was Billy was a sick fucker. First off, there was so many red flags, and Sydney just was just like,
they said
anybody, every if we Jazz, if you
sometimes the red flags get missed. You don't think he's a serial killer.
Jazz, if you talking to a man, and he every relationship conversation goes to a serial killer or a horror movie, I'm like, yeah, nah, this bitch need to get the fuck up out my face.
You mean when he was just like that, their relationship is kind of like he was watching Silence of the Lamb and then he thought of their relationship?
Yes.
That's maybe he meant more so like they both like butterflies and shit and insects. And he was like, damn, Sydney would like that too.
Yeah, nah, that's definitely not what he was going for. But yeah, nah, hell nah. That nigga there, man.
If a nigga told me, Jazz, our relationship reminds me of Final Destination, I'll be like, first I'm gonna ask him which one. Because if he says part 2, then I'll be like, all right, so we're one of the best sequels in horror. Okay. And then I'm definitely gonna have to ask for clarification. But Jason, if you could describe your love life as a horror movie, what would it be?
Yeah, I had to really think about this. How do you even how do you even pick that?
You probably gonna laugh at mine for real.
Shit, a horror movie? Did I pick? I picked one, but I don't think I'm confident with that choice no more. I'm gonna you go ahead and pick one. I know I'm just not confident with that choice.
So mine would be Malignant, and I say that because sometimes I be doing shit, and I just be like, that's the decision I want, that's the lifestyle I want. But then other times I just flip, and it be completely opposite, which is kind of like what Sis was going through. She got a whole different person on the back of her head for real. But then that might just be because I'm a Gemini as well. So
I like how you did that. I'm gonna probably go American Psycho. I'm gonna probably go American Psycho.
What? Is that the one you weren't too confident with? Do you remember the scene where he chased Sis butt naked with a chainsaw? This nigga waited till she got all the way downstairs.
Because shit can get really dark and really quick. But at the end of the day, it's just a dream. It's not really like that. It's not really like what you think it is. Like, get out your head.
I'm not gonna lie. I would love to see a version of American Psycho from a black man's point of view. That could be fire for real. And you need a black writer, of course, because it's not going to be the same thing as a white American Psycho, but like a successful, educated black man, all of that. I don't want no athlete or no fucking rapper.
Can we get Luke James again?
God, yes, because horror is, woo.
That nigga
man is good with horror. Nah, he killed that.
That nigga killed that. He can. I mean, I've seen him in things, but like the other stuff, it feels more small for me. So it was dope to see him have that, and I truly wish they would have gave him more. I wish it would have went a little bit different for him in that, but I'm not mad at it. He still delivered.
Yeah, I was just like, because I think the last thing I saw him in, he was a villain, but he was like playing like a thug or like a gangster.
What was that?
Wasn't he in The Chi? Or I got my name mixed up.
He is in The Chi. I've never watched it though.
Oh, okay. I
watched the first season. Or I watched when they had to do Jason before they got rid of him for all the fuck shit he was on.
Yeah, he was on some fuck shit. But I think Luke James was in either the first or second season.
He's on there now.
Oh well, I remember because I only saw those. I think I probably may have saw one or two.
Actually, they got him and Iman Shumpert on there together. Actually,
yeah, they do. So that was good to see them working together, but not too long. It was good to see him in something different because his character in The Scare was nothing compared to what he was in The Chi. So with him getting more projects, I think he'll be able to show opportunities of his range.
I'm hoping so.
That nigga, I'm not gonna lie, like his character before he did what he did, I wouldn't have gave that nigga my number. I'd have been like, I hope you succeed or whatever. Like I would like. Would you
have not allow him try out for that role?
So I would have minded my own black ass business. That's what Jazz would have done. Because how do you tell somebody, not to get too far, how you tell somebody about something that, oh, I think you got this, and the next day you like, actually, nah, this ain't for you. Like I would have.
I feel no, I get it. No, I get it. I understand because he could have got it. He could have definitely had a conversation prior
You see how
to.
he skipped the line? Yo, what? Imagine waiting somewhere for 2 hours and a big motherfucker roll up and look at you, and you get up out your seat and you're next in line. How you get bullied by somebody in pantyhose, my nigga, on their face?
Jazz, I'm gonna
no
be real.
context at all.
I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be real.
I'm getting
you.
up too, Jason. I'm
gonna say I'm gonna be like, hey, look, hey, at the end of the day gotta end. I want to get home.
Hey, I'll make it feel special. I was saving this for you. I knew you was coming, my nigga. You're next. Like,
this yours.
Got it one for you, boo. But yeah, we can agree to disagree on if Stu and Billy were in that opening scene. I think you full of shit. But so I'm not gonna lie, like doing my recent rewatch of this, and I've seen this movie 1,000 times, and a dark thought came into my head when Sydney's dad went in her room and was like, I thought I heard screaming. He seemed kind of naive when he knew how her mama was, which is what Sydney had been trying to avoid being when all of Scream 3. He should have checked that room. But Neil wasn't very smart. What can you do?
You know,
but
did he know?
So
did he know Miss Prescott was a hoe?
I mean, but they said everybody knew that she was fucking around.
Sydney didn't. She was in the house.
Yeah. Why didn't Billy tell Sydney that? Like, why did he tell her that news for real? Because if I find out that my dude's parent fucked up my parents' marriage, I'm letting him know immediately. He just didn't tell Sydney that. And that's the reason why, like, he got abandoned. Like, why did you put that on Sydney for real? But I mean, he was cheating on her anyway.
Man, I feel like with him, his whole thing, like I mean, kind of like what he mentioned at the end of the movie. He was like, movies don't make people killers. Movies just make psychos more creative. So I feel like he was already there. That was just the straw that broke the camel's back. His mom leaving. And then once Billy put that, not Billy, but Ronan put that battery in his back, he was like, I said Ronan, right? Once Ronan put the battery in his, once Ronan put that battery in his back, he was like, oh yeah, no, we finna get her up out of here.
So you remember our conversation where you said abandonment issues are worse than, I don't remember what my argument was. Because you said somebody.
Because we did when it wasn't it Ronan versus Billy? Or was it Ronan? Or was it Billy? Or was it Billy versus Corey? I think it was Billy versus Corey.
Yes.
It was Billy versus Corey.
Because why the fuck would I be on Corey's side?
You wasn't. You was on B. Wait, maybe I don't know. Maybe it wasn't. Because I thought me and Chris had an argument because he picked Saw, and he said versus Corey. But it was. I feel like there was a Billy versus Corey conversation, wasn't it? Because I've never been on Billy's side.
I don't know. I think, was it bullying versus abandonment?
Possibly.
Is that what it was?
Possibly, because I felt bullying would be more would lead to more BS.
I remember what it was. It was Ronan versus Corey. And I said Ronan had a better reason to turn into a killer than Corey. Yes. Well, we got there.
Okay.
That's what it was.
I'm not mad.
You said that Corey had a better excuse than Ronan. Ronan could have just said my mama was a hoe and just kept it moving.
That's either way. In that, like, I don't know if you're gonna make an argument or
I'm not, because I don't really remember the whole thing.
Okay, because I was like, either way, I understand why either person could snap out. You know what I mean? Like, I look at, like I said, I think I've mentioned it on here as far as people having a father I'm like, is it just the mama? Like because I've seen niggas without daddies and like they be, I've seen niggas be crazy that don't have a dad. I've seen niggas with dads be crazy, and I've seen it on both sides of it. But like, is it just the mama? Then when the mama do the fuck shit, it's like because you came from her.
I don't think it's that, because you have people that are crazy that grew up in a 2-parent household.
This is true.
So I don't think missing a parent is the result of motherfucker snapping. I think that's bullshit. I just think that's somebody trying to make a terrible argument, because you have a lot of people who grew up successful, all of that was raised in a 1-parent household, whether their mother was missing or their father was missing.
I mean, so while I agree with that, we also have to think about all of our psyches aren't the same. And like I had to think about that when I had to compare myself to like a cousin. Because like I said, my father, he was in my life, but there was some legality issues. We're going to say that. So there's a part of my life he wasn't there. So I look at myself and like there are some things I try to seek or look for in those moments, but again, outside looking in, I think I'm pretty normal. And I look at some family members whose fathers, like, it was different because they had the opportunity, but they were basically living their life. And like they were more so looking for that father. They were actually looking for that father figure. So as the parent was dating, they put these different things, and it's just like it fucked them up over time. And I'm just like, why are you like this? Like, I couldn't even get to, like, you could at least call yours if you wanted to. I didn't have that option. Like, this wasn't a viable option for me. So why is it different? But then it's just like almost like the genetic makeup. I wasn't a single kid in the house. I had siblings. I did have a grandfather, a grandmother in the house as well. So it's a little bit different, in that situation. But like I said, everybody handles things differently. So it's kind of hard for me to say what a person can and can't. But like I said, when it comes to the argument of, I guess I understand the bullying more so, or I say I'm riding with the bullying because we think it's a real thing. People get bullied, and typically and when you bully somebody, oftentimes they retaliate. Sometimes they retaliate. Some people don't, but the person that retaliates, they typically go far. They really go into it. It's like, that's understandable. Then the person, you be like, "Dang, you ain't got no mama, nigga. Nigga, go to church. Like, go, like, what the fuck you upset about?" And I can't. That's insensitive to say.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say it's no person in real life. We talking about movies, people. But yeah. So, but I understand why a person that doesn't have it, because it's like, bitch, your mama caused my life to be turmoil. I'm taking everything from you. I want you to feel like I do. Ooh, maybe that's it.
But then it's a simple fact of, like Sid told him, your mother skipped town. She's not lying in a grave somewhere. Like, nigga, you really trying to use that example to me? My mom is gone, dude. Like, and he's sitting there like, oh, my bad.
Oh.
When they did that, it screamed too stupid. I'm like, every time I see that, I'm like, how did y'all know to get that shit completely correct? Like, that was just so crazy to me. I'm like, the same everything, but it is what it is. But it was. Billy was upset. Like, okay, you should have took your frustrations out on Marine. You didn't have to bring me in this, dude.
He definitely
he could have left Sid alone.
He definitely took the frustrations out on Marine.
Right, and then he can't sit up here act like he was horny for real because you making kids, my nigga. So
he was definitely trying to manipulate the situation.
Absolutely.
He definitely tried to manipulate it, which tripped me out when she was like, that nigga went from NC-17 relationship to a PG-13 and her ass took it to a porno. I'm like, damn, see you elevating the relationship. You jumped the gun.
Sid said I almost died 2 days ago. And I thought it was my boyfriend. And I want him to love me again, so I got to give him cheeks. Not knowing killed your mom a year ago tonight.
Her intuition was working. She just didn't believe it. Because she kept telling Tatum, I just don't, it's just something. I just don't know what it is. So let me give him some pussy. Maybe it'll change my mind.
They do say you get more clear-headed after a nut. So, or after you cut like a
Man,
good
she should have
climax,
put,
you sitting there like,
she clearly knows, she clearly watching porn. She should have, goddamn it.
but hold on. But the fact that after they had sex, and we jumping around, it don't fucking matter. This movie came out 20 years ago. After
30.
they had sex and she was putting her clothes on, let's
30.
not, that's fine. But no.
In 2 years.
No. Time doesn't matter. But after she put her clothes on, she's sitting here like, who would you call? Came to her after they
I'm gonna tell, man, you know
sex?
what? Why do women do that? Y'all will fuck up a wet dream. Like we just got done. We just had the most fire fucking date. Now you in my phone. Who is this bitch? Why are you worried about? Go to sleep.
I ain't gonna lie. And I will sit up here and say, because, you know, we're truthful, right? Or is this the one we lying on? Are we lying on this one? Nah. I'm not gonna lie. There's been moments where conversation is good, the vibe is good. And something comes in my head, my nigga, and I'm sitting here like, and I get mad. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. I be sitting here, I just be like, you remember that shit you said last week? Yeah, I know that nigga be like, bruh, no, you didn't.
I know you didn't. Hey, that's my favorite thought. I know she finna fuck it up.
Yep. And then it's one of things to where you be sitting there like, you contemplate for a couple of minutes, like, do I want to fuck up the vibe? Do I just want to like not mention it? But it's like Issa say, it's a scratch I have to itch because I got you here. I'm clear-minded. I want to know what the fuck were you talking about last week? Mm. And once you get to that step, you have already committed that you're about to get into an argument. You already committed that the vibes that was just on 10 are about to be on -2. And you already know that you're going to be on your way out after this argument. Now, knowing all three of those things is toxic as fuck because you could avoid all of that by not mentioning anything.
That's toxic.
But yeah. So, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I've been in situations where I've asked things that killed the vibes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to say when that.
No, it's fine. That's perfect. That's perfect. You ain't got to delve into that. But yeah, and I definitely been in the situation, somebody, man, like you know, especially if we dating, which is not I guess it's not a bad question. Like,
wait, when you say date, like, oh shit,
let's get to it.
Just had that thought.
Let's get to it. Let's get to it. But go ahead, continue. Go ahead.
Nah, you go ahead. You seem like you was about to share some information.
So it's like, okay, so let's say you're getting to know a person, right?
That's not dating, man.
It is though. If you're getting to know, if
interview. That's an interview. You ain't got that job yet, my nigga. Like you in processing.
Okay. So when is it? I mean, so at what point is it dating? Like when we like, because like, is there a number of outings together before it's now it's a date now?
This question. I'm like, I've seen this recently.
You know what I mean? Is there a number of?
Nah, it's not a number of dates. It's not. It's on the vibes when the interest is shared by both parties.
So, okay, so I there are when I guess I guess it's difficult to ask because I don't know the proper time to ask it, but fuck it. You out, you kicking it. Oh, so when the last time you had sex? Like the conversation is like,
I think when you have like certain comments have been said sexually and it's reciprocated. So if you say, damn, I want me something to eat, and you text her like, can you come sit on my face? And she'd be like, I'm on the way. And if she say I'm on the way, it's reciprocated. then you can definitely ask her when the last time she had sex. Now, if you say, damn, I want my dick sucked, what's your mouth doing right now? And she's like, hi, I'm not even trying to feel that vibe. Then you know it's not reciprocated. And you know, don't ask that bitch last time she got some sex. You see the difference?
I get it. But what if we just vibing and then we, you act? Then I guess you just throw the question because I guess with that, that's almost like, is that not like a body count question? Does that is that do
that's where we're going?
Is the you know what I'm saying? Do these not are these not in the same field? Like, when's the last? Because I'm saying, if you ask me this question, I'm like, oh, last night. You'd be like, whoa, what? So what are you talking to me? That was just fucking. I like you. You know what I mean? Like, and in that situation, it's like, damn, so you fucking people you don't like. It's not that I needed it. You know what I mean? It was like but we don't vibe in that type of that's not the type of movement that we do. Or do you even, you know what I'm saying? You want to be honest in that situation, but
I'm gonna be honest with you, because you my nigga for real. You got to change up the word and how, because that delivery you just gave my nigga, you are not selling it. That wasn't even a good delivery for real life.
What you mean?
What? That would turn me all the way off if a nigga said that to me to my face or through text all out loud.
What?
Me personally, I'm not asking a nigga when the last time he had sex unless I know we about to do that. When you ask questions like that, you have to be prepared for the answer. Everybody cannot handle that kind of honesty to be like, oh, I got me some ass last night. I ain't really like them. I like you though, which is why I'm telling you this. But it was just for fucks.
Let me ask you this. So would you ask that question? You said if you're getting to that point, you would ask that question, right?
I would probably be asking the last time they got tested. I would ask that before I asked them the last time they got sex.
I like that. I like that because it's just like, damn. So you gonna let her stop you from getting this? Like, what's up? Like, I'm trying to understand.
Yeah, no, that doesn't work. That reversal shit that you just said.
No, it don't work like that. I can't say.
Well, excuse me, it don't work on me, my nigga. Like, nah. If a nigga said he probably will never hear from me again for real. Nah, that's crazy. You mean to tell me? So you be asking a woman like, when last time you got you some dick?
Nah, I wouldn't ask that question. Women ask that question. Women often ask that question though. When last time you had sex? I'm like, now you gotta think.
Look, I'm a born again Christian out here in these streets, Bible out here vibing. Listen,
because I get because it's like shit. If you, I don't know. Like I said, the last time you got tested, that's a great question. I mean, asking the question when last time you had sex, that's not a bad question. I guess it's just like, it's just like, damn, you done fucked up. We was kicking it. I guess you thought you was going to get some. And he was like, I need to make sure it's clear.
But my thing is, even if they lie though, when you ask questions like that, in my opinion, you have to be prepared what the answer is going to be. And regardless what the answer is, you're going to already do what you was trying to do. So if your reason for asking that question is, oh, this might decide if I'm going to fuck him or not, my nigga, you was going to fuck him regardless, the answer. Because if he tell you the truth, like, oh, I had me some ass last night, but I didn't let it marinate like I'm letting you marinate. So what's up? I like you more. Actually, she might buy that. Be like, damn, he let me marinate in his space. Bitches probably go for that. Yeah, I don't know.
I ain't gonna try to. I'm not gonna try. I ain't trying, but yeah, I get it. Marinate. She said marinate. Not you trying to think about the bar.
Yo, in the studio.
Run it back. Let me play it again.
Well, we know in spring, Billy wasn't. I mean, Sid was marinating for a long time, I guess. But hold on, was it insinuated? No, she was a virgin the whole time.
She was a virgin. Yeah, he said it was it was hot and steaming like an in season. I don't know what that meant. Like, I feel like the first time she flashed him. I don't know.
She probably gave him some mouth.
I don't know. Those are different types of versions.
We talked about that. Versions that give mouth but not cat. Actually, I don't know. We ain't got it. We ain't got to go that wild for 100. But out of the friend group, who was your favorite?
Probably Randy. What about you?
I would say between Randy and Stu.
Yeah,
I like them being on screen, and I'm glad that we were able to get them on screen in the video store. Shout out to video stores.
Yes, shout out to Blockbuster or Hollywood Video. I think we also had.
I think we had both of them.
I
miss what
I was gonna say with this type of movie, we don't really. So people put this core, not this core, this original friend group on a high pedestal. I'm not gonna ask why. But like 90s movies did that well. I feel like where we gave you this ensemble cast and then it just went, but it don't feel like that no more. It almost like I don't know what's missing. Because I don't know if it's like you have to have a strong lead, like because in Scream it was a lot of focus on how Sid felt and the different thing. I don't it hasn't really registered when you go through um beyond the one that she was actually deleting. I feel like Foy was kind of split. I don't know. Was it you feel like she was still lead or you feel like it was split?
You said in 4?
On 4.
Oh, it was definitely no, I think I would say that it was split. Actually, I think it was more so split into 3 instead of 2.
Okay.
Because you also got the storyline of Gail and Dewey.
Okay.
And then you got Sid, and then you got Jill and her friends.
Got you.
So it seemed like 4 was trying to multitask.
Yeah,
in a way.
I get that. So, and yeah, so it's kind of like I don't know if there was like a dynamic, and like I said, I feel like we're gonna get into it when we get into Abigail. Like I enjoy the character, but I feel like she needs to be in like rom-coms or something. I don't say if it's say Samantha Carpenter, but yeah, Melissa Barrera. I feel like she needs to be in like rom-coms or something because it's she has this like this bubbly personality. It's almost it's similar to like almost like Sydney Sweeney to a certain extent. Like they're good at certain shit. Like if you let's say this. Let's do this. Like what if we put Sydney in Melissa's role? Like what would that look like in Scream? Like I feel like it'll be carried a bit better. Cause it's the whole thing of I never fear for this girl. You know what I mean? It's like you're just in this room running and fighting. You're like Laura Croft from Tomb Raider, as opposed to Sydney Prescott, which you're not supposed to look like Sydney Prescott. You should be completely different. You should have do your own thing. But it's like the more I see her, I'm just like, damn, I want to say on a rom-com as opposed to like a horror action flick.
I will save my comments for Abigail. You are not getting those this week. No, sir. We are on the original this week because you know how I felt about her character in 5. So, yeah, I'm not. Not today. Not today. But yes, and this is why I pretty much say anytime folks try to sit up here and say that her character replaced Sid, you're out your fucking mind. She didn't. Because I remember we had the conversation. You sat up here and be like, we don't need Sid for Scream.
I still don't feel like we need her. I feel like that's a want. It's not a need. The franchise could be passed on to someone else, but I do think it needs to be someone that can carry it. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just not sitting here saying like, hey, Sydney was just out here motherfucking. You know what I'm saying? I was just respectfully.
What you saying?
I want to be respectful here. You know what I'm saying? Like
what you saying?
I appreciate Sydney and her character there. I don't think she just just knocking doors down with the acting she be doing.
Oh, you being disrespectful to Nev Campbell right now? That's kind of crazy, my nigga. That's what we not doing. We not doing that.
Oh,
Nah,
because
because
I was
Jamie
like,
Jamie robbed a black queen of her Oscar, and this motherfucker like trying to come at Nev Campbell. We not doing that.
that the Oscar that she robbed her from was not for a scary movie. We're not gonna act like Jamie don't be
She
giving.
put more talent in her scary movie than she did in what the fuck she got the Oscar for.
I'm not gonna.
But
I'm not debating it. I'm not debating it because you 100% correct. Angela should have got that.
definitely. But it's funny in this movie, you get a lot of parodies. And I know a lot of people pretty much they say when they think of Scream, they think of Scary Movie. And so, no, I
People do
haven't
that.
said.
No, people. But I'm just like, what?
I
mean,
mean,
scary movie was. I mean, it was a spoof film, but it still had like the horror elements, and they were killing people off on the
yeah.
movie, so it still was like a horror movie to a certain extent.
I guess for me, when I think of Scream, I think of Scream. And
I
then when I see Scary Movie, I think of Scream.
I do
I
too.
do not see Scream and think automatically of Scary Movie. I'm still looking at my main guy in front of me. When
Better
I see
movie.
my main guy, I'm not thinking about my side nigga. There we go. That's what that is. That's the example that I have. What were you about to say?
So does your what?
Don't piggyback off of that comment, my nigga. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just let that shit ride. But we have the best friend, which is Tatum. Tatum had an epic death in this movie, something that kind of was never before seen and unique in the 90s. It was a hell of a lot more unique than the shit we saw in all of the Friday the 13th movies. Outside of when Jason killed that girl with the sleeping bag. That nigga. I don't know if you saw that, which Jason movie that was, but
Jason X.
no, they were in the woods. So it was when he was fucking up. Was he Jason X when he was in space?
But they was in the woods when that happened though. It was like they made a whatever it was, they made it into the woods, and he took the sleeping bag and he was slamming it across the tree, and
Oh
everything.
shit! And then it wasn't real.
It was. I don't think it was.
Oh, stupid ass movie. But that death, that was unique. That shit was kind of funny because I'm sitting here like, my nigga, why did you feel the need to be that angry for real?
Cause he Jason X.
Jason X when he was in.
You know what? That was Jason X because in Jason versus Freddy, he threw Kelly into the tree and killed her.
I don't think about that death because that shit was trash. But the dog, of course, the cat door in the garage. And we get a lot of quotes from this movie that we still see almost 30 years later. What is your favorite quote from Scream?
Everybody's a suspect. Could you hear me? I couldn't see my little.
That beginning part was crazy, but then it panned out to like suspect. All right, so I can fill in the blanks.
Everybody's a suspect. Also, people always call out Mindy for calling out the killer, but that nigga Randy was doing the same shit.
People forget about Randy. People disrespect Randy. People do not take Randy serious, but you would not have a fucking Mindy without Randy. And I love how we were able to get more of his character in part 2. R.I.P. That was one of I was so sad about his death.
Yeah, I had to make sure anybody can get it when they start killing him, when they killed him.
I mean, they definitely made it to where people that are reoccurring in this franchise are gonna die. Part 3, you got Cotton died. The fucking core 4. What's dude's name? Chad.
Mm-hmm.
He done got stabbed up 200 times, but he somehow is like, "Oh, Tara, I love you. You can still talk. You mean to tell me Ghostface ain't hit no lung, no nothing?" And these are kids too, because when Dewey got stabbed all those times, that was a grown ass man. So he got that muscle. Now Dewey was 24 when he got stabbed in part 1.
He was 25. He was 24 a whole year ago.
Oops. Look, over there trying to get hoes by reading her book. That's smooth.
Yeah, until he read that book and he see she was clowning his ass.
With the lip. I don't want you, Gail. But Mindy and Chad both got stabbed up, and they was fine. So it's just like once it switched over to the new folks in 5 and 6, they seem to have lost the kill core characters, especially in fucking 6. They did. They did. There's no way all 4 of them survived, and Kirby and Gale.
Damn, that's
You
6
you
people.
had 6 bodies pass over to the next franchise, to the next movie. Well, they probably gonna kill off Terry and Sam.
Yeah,
And the twins.
I don't think they're gonna kill. I don't think they're gonna kill the twins. The twins. The twins. I think the twins coming back, right?
I haven't seen that they got signed on. I just seen that Nev and Courtney got signed back on.
And Kincaid.
Yeah. I don't know how the storyline will need the twins. Their jobs was on Melissa and Jenna.
I don't know how to. I'm curious how they're gonna make that work, but I'm gonna watch it.
I'm there Thursday.
I'm not boycotting. I'm sorry, y'all.
I ain't apologizing to fucking nobody. I wasn't boycotting. Why? What you sorry for?
Because niggas really riding for Melissa. Like, man, look here.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me y'all ride for somebody who was at this school for 2 years versus somebody who was there for 5? My loyalty is where it's at.
I don't know.
I ain't no shame. If you got a problem with it, I don't give a fuck.
We know you're gonna ride for Nev. Hopefully they get up out of here. We'll see them.
Yo, I'd be sick if she died for real. Check on me, my nigga. Check on me.
As long as they do a nice send off, like don't do the cheap kill. If they gonna do it, but
the Cersei death, her and Kincaid died in a bunch of rocks.
I ain't even talking. I'm talking shit. Jamie Lee Halloween Resurrection type death. She just fall off stabbed and fall off a building. Like
that was an ass death. That was trash.
Halloween 4. Like they just kill off screen. Don't even bring her back and just say, "Oh, she got a kid though."
Who I think they're gonna try to make the girl that was in Abigail be the daughter.
In what?
I think I did see that. Because his daughters are gonna be in the movie, I think.
Oh, we need that. I like her. She's a good actor. She's coming. She's coming.
I mean, I guess. But so let me ask you this: the 2 guys that were, or no, you remember Sid ran into the bathroom?
Mm-hmm.
Who was the ghost face in the bathroom with Sid?
Do you think that was I think that was somebody fucking with them, because Stu had left. I feel like Stu had left with his girl, and then Billy. I don't see Billy would have been able to get into the bath. I think somebody was just fucking with her at that point.
You was chilling in a girl's bathroom, this girl's bathroom,
waiting.
You knew I was going to come in, and so you just been like checking out what bathroom Sydney goes to for real, and you said I'm getting the first stall, and I'm gonna have this mask on. Like that's kind of crazy to me. Like when you think about it for real.
The 2 things I feel like with this movie, like my only gripes is the pacing, like the pacing of the deaths, because it was just like a whole bunch of like unnecessary. But it was like they were trying to throw out the red herrings, like to show you the different shoes. Like Billy and Stu, they were the same. Which, I mean, to be honest, it was only 2 days. There wasn't a lot of time passed when you really actually think about it. Also, why did Billy fingers look like Fred Flintstone feet?
Because he got fingerprinted the night before. He just didn't go take a shower.
He didn't wash. No. He didn't wash his hands in between the time he went to jail and got home.
People didn't know to wash their hands in 2020 after a pandemic, my nigga. They had to say, they were sitting there like, how long should I do this? Say your ABCs, you dumb motherfucker, and wash your hands. So in 1996, yeah.
Man, I remember one time.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I don't understand why Sid went to school the next day after almost getting fucked up by a killer. I'm sorry. I think that would have been a great excuse to not be in school. But her father was gone. She didn't want to be at the house by herself, so that makes sense because she was staying.
Bro, one. I forgot what I was going to say. All right, so I'm gonna go to the house. nigga, why was that house so goddamn big? And like there
And
was no, I would have never been in the house by myself. I would have went to practice with Tatum. I would.
I mean, it was a nice ass house. I think like after that movie, they started building their sets. And so they weren't at like a house, but in this one, it was like a true open scenery at that house.
I think I believe I heard it was the cost of it was too much. So even in Scream 5, they didn't go back to the original house.
Yeah.
They built it. Um, so yeah, no, it was different. But yeah, I said it cost too much to rent out the house to make a movie.
Yeah. That sucks. But no, that house big as hell. At least have a dog for real. Because if your father always traveled and you always home alone, like, can I get a pet? But I mean, I guess when you don't think anybody's going to try to murder you, you don't think about security. And she doesn't watch horror movies as well. Because she was just like, she thinks horror movies are stupid. And I feel like horror movies and crime documentaries and all that will kind of increase your paranoia to make you more aware. But if you are like absent-minded of all of that kind of stuff, you don't think of like anybody coming to your house to try to kill you. So
But I love the little nuances that Wes was doing within this movie. Like when Sid was at the house and the killer is in the house. So he's speaking from the closet. So when she go to the closet or by the closet, he shuts up until she gets outside. And he's like, I'm right here. And then like he can't Billy or whoever was speaking to Casey, they was telling her what she did because they was looking at her. They couldn't see Sid in that moment, so it was like they couldn't really say what the fuck she was doing until she came back in. And when they heard her come back in the house, then they jumped out on her. So I feel like look, it's like look those little moments of tension. I do enjoy a lot in those movies. Like shit, they got me kind of jumping. I'm like, ain't nobody here, and I'm just hearing everything. I'm like, what the just like I'm hearing shit fall over.
anytime I think of anything bad from a horror movie, I always try to put myself in a situation of the person that's being chased. Like, okay, what was the reason behind all of this? That's why I was never scared of Chucky. He never went after black girls. So why do I need to be scared of Chucky? Now, Freddy and them niggas went after everybody. Jason only went after people who went to his lake, didn't do that shit. Michael Myers, he went after his sister friends. I ain't really had too many friends that had brothers. So I was like, I'm straight. And they didn't have any black friends either. But then again, that was the early 80s. Now, in this movie, it could go either way. And I also think that's why a lot of horror movies focus on the whole friend group. Because it's like, okay, we can put them all together in the same area. And then you can kind of obviously identify which character is which. The jock, the dumb blonde, all of that shit. The creepy dude and the smart geek guy. I mean, those are pretty much the patterns and characteristics of anybody in kind of slashers or horror movie groups. Except for Possession. Them niggas don't go in details about that. They just say, we got that one bitch who we gonna possess, and she gonna make everybody around her life hell. So.
Oh, you said they got a new Possession movie with Russell Crowe, and they have a black girl. And the black girl is possessed again.
First off, Chloe Bailey. That's the one, yes.
Yeah.
So I don't think she's possessed. I think she's just playing someone who's playing an actress in a possessed movie.
Oh, I didn't watch the trailer, so I'm gonna go see it because I'm supporting her. No, you're fine. You're fine. Like I didn't see it. I don't know.
So there has been a large increase on possession movies right now.
Yeah,
that's all the fuck that's coming out. Yeah, I'm like, all right, I gotta pray after and before and after movies.
But just so you know, you need to put Late Night at the Devil on your list if it isn't.
I need to see that. Yes, I'm hearing great things.
I'm curious your thoughts on it. I don't, we kind of different when it comes to certain shit, so it'll be interesting to see what you think about that.
Damn, that's a sign, y'all. Jason think that shit trash. He said the same thing about Civil War, so I know he think this shit trash. He said the same thing about By One Love. Yo, it's crazy. He ain't gotta say that. Anytime Jason be like, I wonder what your thoughts are. Nigga, you hated that shit. That's what if it's something fire, like, yo, Jazz, Go see that. This nigga
I'm
like,
trying.
whenever you got time.
I'm trying to switch it up. So I didn't even. I'm not saying nothing. I'm trying to switch it up so you don't
You
catch
ain't
my
like that
tail.
shit.
But
I
yeah,
would go. I would see it anyway, but you did. Yeah, you ain't fuck with that shit.
yeah, I have to. Yeah.
But so pretty much, you had, I believe, one death during Act Two, which is a principal, and Wes Craven cameoed. He was Fred, and his
R.I.P. to the GOAT.
to the goat. He was in his Freddy Krueger sweater, mopping the floor. I love when directors do shit like that, where
Except
they add
Taika
Easter eggs.
Waititi. Except you. Stay the fuck out these movies.
Mm, ah. And Quentin Tarantino, stop trying to touch toes, you sick motherfucker. Because there was no reason why Selma Hayek's feet needed to be in his mouth. There was no. That's some. If you think about that shit, like, bruh, she could have done that dance, what she did, and got on the table and then saw the blood and jumped on your neck. This nigga said, Selma, you gonna put your feet in my mouth and you gonna pour the liquor down your leg. That nigga is a sicko for real.
I'm gonna tell you this. Though. So I went back and I watched all Quentin Tarantino movies. That I want to see that in Scream, not the whole thing, but the tension that they had with Quentin's character because of how sinister he was and how sick of a character he was. I would like to see that type of person in Scream, like that tension played up because it's I don't know if we really have had many of those because I want to be watching the movie and kind of like feel uneasy as I'm watching it. That's something I feel like we haven't had because I remember when I originally watched Scream, it was kind of spoiled for me because I'm watching it with my auntie, which she was always the person that used to put me in front of shit like this, horror movies, and I'm like, I'm gonna be scared shitless tonight. So this is you doing? Like, so we watching Scream, and she telling me who the killer is. Just pay attention. Just look. I'm like why the fucking I'm six. Like, bro, you ruining this for me, and I don't even know how to even understand how to explain tell that to her. But of course, like I said, she's my auntie, but she I'm 6, so she's 9, so she like 15, 16. So she's she's older, but she's not old. So
Right.
like I don't have you like I feel like 6 they had it a little bit when they were on that when she was on that ladder trying to cross the line. I mean, you figured she was gonna have to die. Somebody was gonna die. I didn't know how many people was gonna die, but I feel like somebody was gonna die when you come to it. But I want to have that tension moment where you're just like, bruh, are they gonna get the fuck out? Also, Scream 2 when Gail was trying to run from Ghostface. I feel like there was a lot of tension in that moment. We just like, bruh, I don't know who the fuck gonna get out or who's not in this moment.
I mean, I think I Know What You Did Last Summer did a great job when they had Michelle,
Running,
Sarah Michelle
Gellar.
Gellar
Yep.
have her entire fucking chase scene that was 7 minutes. Two people died in the midst of her running from the killer. I'm sorry. If we want to talk about best chase scenes, I cannot think of one better than that because that was tense. Because out of all the people that died, the cop who car she was in, the sister, because she went to different checkpoints. I'm thinking maybe she'll survive. She's right there, bitch. Why did you stop? Why did you turn around? And she get killed. And the same person who wrote Scream, Kevin Williamson,
He wrote
also
that.
wrote I Know What You Did Last Summer. And he did Dawson's Creek. But either way, that means his pen can go in various places. But I'm just like, that shit was very intense to me. I have not seen a slasher come close to that. I can't think of one. I can't think of Scream coming close to that, if I'm being
You say
honest.
chasing?
A chase scene like that. I can't think of a better chase scene than that one.
I was gonna say I can't think of a chase scene. I was gonna say I can definitely think of some movies that I think they use the elements well, like the Strangers, the original Strangers.
Ooh, that's a good
Think
one.
I think Thanksgiving they had some great elements in there for me. I don't think they had any like chase scenes, but like as far as smart criminal and just being able to manipulate or get to certain points and certain things like that, I do think that was done well. So hopefully they don't miss it. I don't even know how they're gonna do a part two or how that even works with that because you can't just keep killing niggas around. I mean, you could just keep killing niggas around Thanksgiving. That's kind of fucked up, but
Nah, because then it's just like you're not getting your day off to eat. So you gotta you gotta pick another holiday for real. Y'all go check out our Thanksgiving review. But I definitely you gotta do a different holiday. Like if Thanksgiving does a different holiday, don't do Easter because obviously we see this past year niggas don't like when you talk about their religion. So you gotta get like you could do a Valentine's Day movie, and then the folks at Blackening can do MLK, which will drop in January, and then Valentine's Day can drop in February. To
I'm
where you
rolling.
got two slashers, one white, one black, and it's two different holidays. That could be fire. Or St. Patty's Day. That could be the white folks. Because
Yeah,
we already got a Juneteenth.
yeah, I'm rolling.
So, I mean, it's holidays out there. Hell, we make up holidays all the fucking time for real.
Hmm.
International Tequila Day can be a fucking horror movie for real.
It probably is
And
on
he
Tubi.
look, I'm not gonna lie, I would watch that. Every kill is a different bottle of tequila. Nigga, that's fire for real. The worse the killing means the better the tequila. So if your death is trash as fuck, like, oh, you got strangled, you got that cheap tequila.
Mm.
But then the more gory it get, the more high class the tequila. I'm just giving so many damn wild ass cool ideas.
Wow.
Y'all been yeah, but nah. So we got our third act.
What do you wait? What do you consider the third act?
I consider the third act soon as you see the soon as you see the news truck drop them chips outside the fucking truck and they drive into the house. So the
See,
ladies already got the chips. Stu and Randy already at the movie store, and Billy's over here flirting with hoes that should have been Tara's mom, but they decided to make her
Hispanic.
Hispanic, and the two girls he was talking to were white. That was a dead giveaway that they could have used to connect one to her lineage, in my opinion.
I consider the third act Billy being killed.
What?
I know that's kind of what actually.
So
Yeah.
you don't even got the party as a whole because Billy got killed before, but after Tatum.
Yeah, I consider Billy being killed as the third act. Like that, I believe that opens up the third act for me. That's how I look at it because I feel like that's why I was like the pacing is kind of off. Like I feel like Tatum is like the end of it, and then Billy is the beginning almost. Like I mean, you know, it's kind of, but that's how I look at it. Like him going upstairs because it's like because it has to be like where the twist comes from. Like the twist is where it would like that's how I look at it personally.
Not really though, because if you think about Scream 4, actually, if you think about Scream 4, when they got to Kirby's house,
Hmm.
they would have considered where Gail got stabbed as a third act, but it wasn't because they changed the new rules. So now they're at the house, which is the party, which means when Gail got stabbed was a decoy, which Kirby's house would be the third
Third
act. But
act.
then obviously it wasn't because you got the twist at the hospital, which is the fourth act.
That I mean, no, that was I think that was a I do think that was a fourth act. Like I do think that was a fourth.
That
I don't think that's a three-part movie and
right,
four.
yeah, yeah. Um, that's interesting.
Yeah,
Okay,
because I guess I'm looking at I believe two. Act two for me starts when
it's when
maybe
Holly got killed. It's when they had that chase in the car, and then the two cops got killed, and then Holly got killed. That right there was the start of the third act for me because Sid goes back to the campus and she's running around. Everything from two that was in the second act is when Dewey got stabbed, Gail's running around, all of that. Yes,
now
I
I'm
would put
referring
that as.
now we see I'm referring to Scream One still.
Oh, I was talking about two. My
Scream
bad.
I'm at Scream One, so I'm looking at Scream One, Act Two. I'm trying to see where would that start for me. Hmm. Because it can't be when the principal got killed. That was in act. That was in the middle of act two.
Yes.
Maybe when Sid, hmm, when Billy going to jail. I think maybe Billy going to jail, or maybe
Yes.
whenever. I think when
I
Billy
think
going to jail is, I think that's act two, or maybe him getting out of jail is maybe act two. Him going, I think, is end of act one for
I
me.
would put I would put Sid at the house alone as the beginning of Act Two for me. And her whole chase scene is in Act Two. And then Act Two ends with the news van going to Stu's house. To where
Okay.
you have a chase scene and you have a death in Act Two. And then it throws you off of Billy because Sid gets that call at Tatum's house, which is Stu.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So
Actually,
yeah.
no, it wasn't Stu. It was fucking Billy. How are you calling her with the voice changer for real and you in jail? And they record your calls unless they weren't recording calls in 1996. But then how are you changing your voice?
That was definitely recording calls.
Right. So
How
now,
you think that was Billy that made that call?
I mean, Sid thought it was Billy because who did he call? Because his dad was already there.
I think I still call her.
It had to be Stu, right? Because he had the
Yeah,
voice
it was
changer.
Stu. Stu call. I feel like Billy's call was to Stu, not to her.
I like
Yeah,
that.
I think Billy
I
called
like that.
Stu.
Okay.
I think
Oh
Billy called
shit.
Stu because they had already cloned the phone. Everything that the cops kept saying in that situation, like yeah, they couldn't clone the phone. It was the phone. Now yeah, how they do.
That makes sense. That makes sense for him to call Stu like, yo, my nigga, I'm locked up. Call the bitch and scare. That makes perfect sense. So that means the theory that Sid had at the end was wrong anyway. So she fucked up the vibes for no reason for real.
Oh yeah, no, she didn't actually. No, she was right. She just was wrong in her execution. You know how niggas do it. It's always a play in that situation. Like I know she right, but I'm just gonna we gonna a little gaslighting. Nothing like that. Little gaslighting a little bit.
That nigga said when I call, he ain't answer.
Cause
Wait, is
cause
that
look,
what?
remember, she had already called it out. She was like, wait, she was like, well, no, actually, when at that point I would have been running.
You can't abandon your mission. You gotta kill her, Jason. You can't abandon the mission.
No. If I'm sitting here, I'm running. At that point, when I
Oh,
was like,
oh,
she said, wait, no, the police called your daddy. Like, so, oh, he didn't answer when I did it. So they gonna do it again for you? But
you know,
I'm gonna suspend belief because it's a small town, and I know in them small towns, oftentimes people be in jail. That's always in there, and they just be like, all right, I'm gonna let you go. You got to sit until you sober up, and I'm gonna let you out. You know what I mean?
I ain't gonna lie. See, when Sid was like saying that shit out loud for real, I guarantee you, if she didn't fuck him before that, she would have thought all of that shit in her head and she would have left. When they would have been chilling, she'd have been sitting there like asking him, so who was your first call? And Billy would have said, I
Bruh,
called my dad.
why
I
would
called
you?
my dad.
Why would you act like let's go get
She,
some ice cream? You talking about who was your first? Man, I don't want to talk about Janet got some
Jason,
booty.
no, this is just imagine they didn't have sex. She's calculating everything in her head. So she's sitting there probably thinking, like, wait, he just said that he called his dad, but I saw the cops call his dad. So he lying. She wouldn't have reacted. She wouldn't have said that shit out loud. She'd have been like, oh, this nigga's the killer. It's time to go. Only reason why she said all of that shit out loud is because she had just got some dick and she's feeling like I can trust him now. We on some porno type shit. We're not rated PG-13 no more. He would never try to kill me. She over here telling him his plan or everything that he did out loud. And they're the only ones in this room. But then we see Ghostface come behind him. And she's like, Billy, look out. Which had me thinking, oh, okay, so it's not Billy.
Yeah,
You think Stu was
definitely think.
outside the door listening to fuck him?
Yes, this Stu. Goddamn right.
He wanted to get with Sydney. That's a nasty motherfucker. All right, Art. All right, Art.
Nigga, isn't it, man? I don't know. I'm not into that, but niggas, man, they definitely. I won't, cause that. I mean, that nigga was just going after everybody. That nigga got
Yeah, Skip was
Tatum. He had
thirsty.
Casey. Uh, yeah, that nigga was working. That nigga was working. Well, not
He
with
was
Sydney.
flirt.
He was trying though.
He was flirting with a chick at the party after he killed. After
After Billy killed his girl, he in there. That's what I said. I said, bro, nobody looked at this like it was weird. Like, where Tatum at? This nigga just he told her to get some beer. She never came back out loud. But I get you at the party, you kind of vibe, and you like. I look at this movie and I'm like, you know what? A lot of this shit would have made sense because
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. What you
did y'all, did y'all have chat rooms where you grew up?
you talking
Like,
about AOL?
no. Everybody had them. Like chat rooms, like you can call in and like just speak to like random niggas in the city.
No, I mean they probably did. I didn't
Yeah, so
participate in that.
I didn't either. I had older cousins though, so like that was like my first experience of really actually talking to women, and I sucked at it. It was like they'll get on this, they'll get called the chat room, and then they just punch you into somebody else, and you just literally getting to know people like that. So I'm like, people. I remember at one point, people like you on social media meeting people. That's weird, but like back in the '90s, early 2000s, people were really in these chat rooms. Like, bro, like niggas weren't paying attention, like Scream, like any kind of random ass nigga just pull up to the house and get your ass. But I mean, I don't when it comes to it. But what I was going to say is I remember I actually so when I was in high school, I used to let my home he didn't have a phone. I used to let my homeboy use my phone. He'd be texting people. We was in study hall. We was in study hall. He used to be texting people. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, hey, somebody text back. You know, you good. Somebody text back one day, but we started having a conversation. He texted the wrong number, and we just started having a conversation. And I'm just thinking, like, bro, I'm like 16, and me and this person back and forth for a long time in the company. But I eventually meet this person. Niggas
Plot thickens.
niggas is crazy for real. Niggas is
That's,
crazy for real.
I got mad. What else, nigga? Like,
Oh, she we ended up going to the prom together.
oh, that's so cute.
And I was like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe you say you like, yeah, that was the wrong number. Like you can stop. I'm like, kind of enjoying the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was just like a normal conversation. But yeah,
Oh,
that was
you mean a
interesting.
man, or I guess two teenagers of the opposite sex having just a regular conversation, like as friends, as if people can't do that? Oh, that's what's up.
But it's like, Jazz, when the last time somebody texts you from a number you ain't know and you continued a conversation with that person?
So, not, I don't think, nah, that's never happened to me before. Because normally, if it be on some weird type shit, and I just block them.
Yeah, I mean, like I would do that today too. Like I'm not having a conversation with a number I do not know. Like they gotta come in. They have to. If a number texts me, I've never seen before. It has to begin a conversation. You cannot say hey or hi, blocked automatically. I don't care if it went blue. You're blocked.
Yeah,
You missed your chance, your opportunity to actually to spark. Like who the fuck is you?
I'll block the number if it's like, hey, Jazz, this is such and such. And I'm like, I gave you my number like last month. Block.
Damn, some niggas got need. Some niggas need what? You ain't got no grace period. Is there? Oh, let me ask you: is there a grace period on when you give somebody your number? How long they can take before they reach out to you?
So the thing like that, it's risky. Because if I give you my number on a Tuesday and you text me Sunday, I'm not even gonna lie to you for real. I forgot who you were. And I think that's only because of the day and age that we are in. People's attention span is short. Because
They
if I
want
give my number to
they
another guy Friday, he's
some
winning the race.
some may ask you something. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you something.
Like, why you got the number marinating?
How you? So I guess within that, if you gave him the number, obviously he was attractive enough because you gave it to him. So how would you
Nope, that
forget?
is not what that means. just because a woman gives you her number does not mean she finds you attractive. Depending on the situation, sometimes women give the number just so you can get out of our faces because niggas do not know how to take rejection and they spaz the fuck out.
Got you.
So
so so you looking to block you? So you already pre-blocked this nigga. You and your preconceived notions.
So if we're talking about a situation where I am attracted to him and I give him my number, then I can't block him if he hasn't texted me yet.
But I'm saying, how would you know when it's a blockable situation?
If it's somebody, if we vibing and he's just like, "Oh, can I get your number?"
No. Right. I ain't talking about him.
Oh, so
I'm talking about. Oh. No, I'm talking about the nigga that you was like, you gave his number so you can get out your face. Like, how do you know?
Oh, normally those niggas, if I already saw you in person, I'm like, nah. But let me just go ahead and give him my number so we can go ahead and end this interaction because I don't know how this is gonna go. Then normally those kind of niggas, they text you right then and there. They don't let your number marinate. They don't.
She said them niggas don't never wait. They letting it real.
Bruh, they hit you right there to make sure you gave them the right number.
I'm the same way though. I'm not a marinator. I'm gonna hit you up. Like I got your number for a reason.
I feel like it's best. Like if I remember when I lived in Raleigh, I went out with my homegirl and the security guy thought the nigga was fine as shit. I was like, oh yeah, I'm saying something to him. I look good tonight too. Oh hell yeah. And I had got his number. He was an Aquarius and he turned out to be trash. But as soon as he gave me his number, like I text him right then and there. I'm not letting no number marinate because then it's one of the things where it's just like he might bump into somebody tomorrow and forget who you are. So yeah, nah.
Man, I think like a few years ago, I got this chick number at a restaurant. She, cool, nice vibe. I hit her up and like she text like 2 or 3 times and there was no more texting after that. I was like, damn, I guess the vibe, I didn't catch the vibe quick enough. I ain't catch the vibe quick enough. Did I text too quick? Like I mean, I don't know if I seen, I didn't trip. I definitely didn't trip on it. I was like, damn, that's wild.
People be acting like folks ain't got jobs. Like, I don't need you to respond immediately, my nigga. You can, if we're already talking, you can let the text marinate. It's fine. Like days on end, nah. But like, I'm not tripping if it takes him 30 minutes to respond back to a text. Now, if we're arguing, then you need to be Speedy Gonzalez on that bitch and get it together.
That's when I'm worse when we're arguing. I'll be like, I don't even want to see your text message. I'm getting to that bitch when I get back to it.
Yeah, that would probably piss me off for real. Especially if I'm in a good arguing ass mood and I got bars.
Yeah,
no, you take forever to respond.
Yeah, and I'm Kendrick Lamar to it. I'm giving you time.
My anger gonna have me call his ass. I'm calling.
Oh, and I'm flagging every phone call. And you need to stop texting me.
If we're arguing through text and I call and he don't pick up, listen. I'm
not that person no more. I'm not that person no more because at this point in my life, I'm just gonna tell your motherfucking ass, hey, you need to shut the fuck up.
Off of that scenario right now. That would make me furious.
I was like, hey, you need to shut the fuck up talking to me because I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not in the mood. I ain't feeling this. I'm super good. And I hope the best for you. I get to you when I'm ready to speak.
I remember I had a situation happen. I said something to somebody through text and I went to a meeting. I didn't respond fast enough. He sent me 3 texts back to back. Oh, he was mad. And my re-receipt's on, so I was just like, I'm not about to open that up because I can't respond.
Oh yeah, 20 minutes later. That's why. Hey, that's why I love on Apple. You can press and hold it a little bit and read the message. You gotta read between the message.
I mean, like, let me see how much he said. Oh, he angry. Yo, when I saw that call, and I was like 10 minutes into my meeting, I'm like, he gonna cuss my ass out when this is done.
But look, no. Hey, real shit. PSAP, mother. What the fuck that public motherfucking service announcement, bro? If it's business hours, and you know when I go to work, all that arguing and trying to go back and forth shit, you just need to have some understanding in that. I'm sorry. You got mad, you getting upset, man. Pencil that shit and talk to me when we can talk. You know I'm at work. When I'm at work, I would be honest with you. I'm not. I'm not gonna be honest with you because then I give away some shit that I ain't supposed to be giving away, and I don't need no motherfucking understanding what's really going on, and I'm not doing it.
I feel like
I tell you
I feel
later,
like
man. Don't even fill the blanks in. You bet not.
no. I was gonna say I feel like we turned this episode into a vent session for real, and it's crazy.
Hey man,
Niggas like, yo, what movie they on right now?
hey man, cause look, you gotta think about it, man. Sometimes you gotta look out for your boyfriend because he be the killer. It might be your girlfriend. I don't know.
Listen, if he wear a white t-shirt all the time, and it's the same white t-shirt he had on when you saw him in jail,
Wait.
break up with him.
So no, actually, no. Actually, because when he was in, for some reason, so because this is so when he goes to jail, he has on that it's a when they on the steps, not the step out of the fountain, he got the little it's a crew neck with the lines in it. When he gets out of jail, he got a V neck. It's not the same crew neck. However, when his ass show up at that party, he put that jail outfit.
Oh no, it was a different shirt. It was a different shirt.
I promise you it's the same. I said, wait a minute. I know he didn't throw that dirty ass outfit back on and go out.
Sound like them niggas from Challengers wearing the same shirt.
Bruh, like what the fuck?
But yeah, I don't know. So in the first act or second act, let me say, when Sid had her chase scene, when the killer almost stabbed her, if she didn't knock him off for her, do you think he would have just killed her right then and there? Like, I understand, or I'm curious.
I feel like I think it was just the cat and mouse. It was just the chase.
Right.
I feel like I don't think they were really trying to kill her. It was more of like a scare thing to put that fear in her. And I don't because like did Billy go there to purposely like clear his name? Like is it because he wasn't a suspect at that point?
Billy was there the whole time. Stu wasn't there. Billy was there.
I'm telling you, it was Stu that was chasing her in the suit. He ran out the front door. He can't run through the front door and pop up at the room at the same time?
All right, we could do our fact checks on that, but I mean, I don't know. I guess it's one of the things to where it's just like maybe she had to accuse him of being the murderer and getting off so she could fuck him because maybe falsely accusing my boyfriend of attacking me just like I did Cotton Weary because the killer said some shit like I'll gut you like your mom or some shit, and which had her thinking like, wait, maybe Cotton didn't kill her, which of course is what she kind of signaled to Gail, and Gail was like, oh, this bitch had it wrong. So she was doubting herself, and it could have been that kind of situation as well, to where all of her women's intuition, like you had mentioned earlier, were giving her incorrect signs. And so then she was like, actually, maybe I should fuck Billy because my intuition has got me going one way, which is incorrect. So let me do the opposite of what it's saying. But I don't know. How did you feel about, of course, we got the Gail and Dewey romance, which I think is cute because they actually got married after meeting on the set of this movie.
It was kind of awkward at first, and I think it was more so because Dewey was fresh or he was new. So that's where it was kind of weird at. And like he wasn't like this sex symbol, I guess. He was just like this weird guy, and he was super weird and too. So
he had a limp.
Yeah, I know. And they said in the movie, they were like if you got stabbed here, why do you hit it? Or we say hit it some kind of nerve.
And nerve.
So but yeah, I appreciated the relationship over time.
Right. Okay. Dewey wasn't limping in any other movie after 2.
He wasn't. I just said in 2 he was super weird.
But no, I'm thinking like, why wasn't he limping anymore after 2? Like,
Maybe
I'm
he
like,
went.
man.
Maybe he went to therapy. It was like 4 years in between that. In between the first killing and the last, right?
Well, it seemed like it was a hint of a limp in 3. It was
Mm.
a hint of a limp because when he was walking in his trailer, it looked like it was a hint of a limp there, but I didn't see no limp in 4. Then again, we didn't get too much of Dewey, and I damn sure didn't see one in 5. R.I.P. Sorry if anybody hasn't seen 5, but
Oh, you gotta let that go. This shit
yeah,
old.
Dewey's out of here. But you know, yeah. So you have the reveal. They tell her everything. She's running around the house, and of course, she see Tatum. Stu was the one that actually killed Tatum. The reason why I think it was Stu is because Ghostface was tall as fuck in the garage, and Stu was a lot taller than Billy. But yeah, you pretty much have that ending where they reveal their whole plan to her.
So in this moment here, Stu didn't have a motive. Billy
Nah,
allegedly didn't have a motive. Well, you think Stu had a motive?
no, I'm agreeing with you. Stu was just a follower for
Yeah,
real.
he was just he was just down for the cause. Billy didn't have a motive, or so he thought. Stu was so I would have probably killed Billy at that point. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm like
Why?
you, cause you lied. Yeah, I thought we was just out here kicking it. You out here you out here motivated by something else.
Stu looked so confused. He said, "What?" That nigga was shocked. He said,
Record
"Damn,
scratch.
I'm finding out too.
He was
How
looking
many
like
times we was killing people and you just not telling me you had a purpose?" I'm not gonna lie, that would make me feel away too, because I'm sitting here like, so I just joined this shit for vibes, and you had a full reason. But would you have told Stu your motives though? Stu just seemed like he
if you was
couldn't
who?
keep.
Billy?
If you was Billy, would you have told Stu your motives?
Ah, I don't think so. I don't think so because, like I said, they gave away they was killers in the first scene when they was all together. Like,
Right.
yeah, like you didn't do it, dumbass. I'm like, yeah, nah, these niggas is guilty as a motherfucker. I was like, who accused y'all?
He said, "Leave her alone."
Liver, he said, like, wait, his liver. What? Out of like that also like kids, like they're so insensitive to these moments. Like all the jokes around Casey and Steve death is just like I'm like, bruh. Even even Tatum made one when she called Sid. She was like, they died around 10. You good? It's 7 o'clock. And
Listen,
how you late 2 times? Like Tatum a horrible friend. And she told her, uh, and she came back and she after she talked to Gail and she was like, I don't know. I just keep hearing. She said, I mean, once you hear it, you keep on hearing the rumor so many times, it gotta be true, right? Kind of like the Richard Gere gerbil situation. And I was first off, did Wes Craven was he beefing with Richard Gere? Why would you put that in your movie?
never researched that, but I feel like I should, because
You
I'm sitting here
should.
like,
That's a real thing.
because I didn't know nothing about that, and I always wanted to research it when I heard it, but I never did. But I mean, yeah, yeah, my nigga, I don't know. Tatum, Tatum was just, she was a cheerleader, and she had a boyfriend, and she was just like, my nigga, my homegirl's going through some shit. Her mom got fucked up last year because she kind of said something at the opening scene of like, they haven't seen a murder like this since. Oh, well, yeah. But it's like, how much horrific shit do we see on Twitter daily? And you see niggas joking about it daily.
Yeah, yeah.
So, not saying that it's right, but I'm saying it's just, we see it daily and we have so much access to it. But in 1996, that is kind of crazy.
Man. Um, what was your favorite? What was your favorite quote from the movie?
What's your favorite scary movie?
Come on, that was cheap. Give me another one.
Man, I used to throw that on dudes all the time. Like, so what's your favorite scary movie for real? Used to do that. And I used to judge him depending on what it was.
Bruh, hey, man, Billy was a sick motherfucker, bro. He said I was watching The Exorcist and I thought of you. Jazz, if a man tell you
He didn't say The Exorcist. He said
it wasn't Exorcist. The first time he was at, he said I was at the
he
house
said
watching
Silence of the
Exorcist.
Lamb.
No, that was at the end. The first time he jumped in her house, he said
He was
Exorcist. He said
talking about Jodie Foster.
no, the first time he said Jodie Foster when they was in Stu's house. When he snuck in her house, he said
Oh shit, you're right. You're right.
He said the Exorcist, and I was like, she said me, like you negated everything about what this movie is about.
But Jason, to be fair, he didn't say the movie. He was saying how when he was watching it, it took out all the good scenes, which is what their relationship is. All the good scenes were removed.
What was the Jazz? Tell me the good scenes on The Exorcist.
I ain't gonna lie. Probably when that bitch like threw that nigga out the window because the devil jumped in him. I guess the throw up scene. I don't know. Like The Exorcist is one of those movies where I'm like, okay, all right. It didn't have much of an impact on me, but I understand when it dropped. Then yeah, but yeah.
Man,
listen, that is dope for like somebody hit you up, be like, "Oh, I saw this on TV, and this movie reminded me of us." It's got to be a good movie though, and it's got to be a movie that you've seen. Because if it's not, then it's definitely gonna kill the vibes. But we have our closing scene, we have our semi-chase, and we have Sid turn the tables on our two killers. I love the fact that this ending scene, when Sid was able to get away from the guys, as Gail was just like pointing a gun at him, but of course she left the fucking safety on, and that let me know guns have safeties. And I said, anytime I point a gun at a nigga, make sure that bitch is off.
Come on.
I'm taking that bitch off right then and there. You catching this?
I'm not gonna lie. Hey, look, that's Jazz control. I don't even know what safety is because I'm gonna be I'm as Killer used to say, stay dangerous, and that's where I'm at with it. Leave me alone. I'm just trying to get back to the home to the kids. I told y'all at the top of the episode.
Listen,
it's me or you. I'm getting there.
Safety off. And look, it is what it is. Say goodbye to your knees. But I love the fact that you had this when Sid called them. And this scene was not even in the script. This was pretty much on accident, I think, when Stu was on the phone with Sid. And he picked up the phone, hello. And she was just like, I called the police. Billy has a motive. Now you need to figure out what yours is. And he was just like, peer pressure. And Billy took the phone from Stu, and she called him a mama's boy. He threw the phone at Stu on accident, and it hit Stu in the back of the head, and he's like, you hit me with the phone, dick! That was not in the script. That was all just happening on set, and they said, I'm keeping that in. I fucking love that scene.
Yeah.
Because he gets the phone, he said, did you really call the police?
That nigga went. He went from serial killer all the way back to a 16, 17-year-old. Like, wait. What you doing?
My mom's gonna be so mad.
I will tell you, I wish Stu would have lived, but like in that, like within that, like, but he would have had to been locked up. You know what I mean? Like he would have been locked up. Like he probably would have got the chair though because of all the stuff he had did. If Cotton was getting the chair, he for sure was going to get the chair. But like it would have been because we haven't seen that, like a killer survive at the end. So that would have been different to see. And then kind of the same way they played out Cotton, maybe kill him in the third movie, or maybe have somebody get information from him to go out to Sydney in the third movie, possibly. Well, it would have been dude. He don't even have to follow it, but I would like him not dying and him having to explain himself would have been kind of funny to see on the like one of the tribe on TV, like the little true trailer. It was Billy, man. It wasn't like him just on there just crying. That would have been funny to see, but that's just thought process.
I guess that could have been the inspiration for Mickey because Mickey, his whole motive was to get to the trial. and blame the movies to
Mm.
where he could have saw Stu on trial and was like, "No, I could do that shit better." I mean, that could have been it, but that would have definitely taken. When it comes to Scream, you have a weekend time frame. This shit does not expand over months, weeks, none of that. It's, oh, you got 72 hours to kill as many people as you can, and that's it. So I think that's probably why the whole trial thing probably would not work, which definitely makes sense. But if he didn't die, he would have had to escape. And to where when they go back to look where Sid probably thought she left his body and it's not there.
No. He would have. No, he would have to go to jail. Ain't no escaping and running off as you fit to be a new killer in another movie. We ain't. That's my gripe on Thanksgiving. Like, let that nigga die. Don't let that nigga continue being the killer.
But imagine if Stu would have gotten away, but you have not seen or heard from Stu at all through these movies. You have a wild card right there that you can utilize.
Mm-hmm.
That's the good thing about Stu. But then also, Scream didn't anticipate getting to 7. They were going to stop at 3.
Mm-hmm.
So if they thought long term, like, okay, we're going to expand this so long, that would have been dope to use. And then you could have had references of, has anybody heard anything about Stu's whereabouts? Little breadcrumbs within each movie, but nobody saying anything. Because obviously Matthew Leonard would have loved to come back, but his character's fucking dead. People want him to come back. No.
There was Easter eggs in 5. There was Easter eggs in 5. But I mean, then they also said they was gonna kill him, but they didn't. They didn't put it in the movie for some reason.
Yeah, like, no. Are you talking about 6?
5.
6?
It was in 5.
What was in 5?
They was watching. They was looking for whenever they was doing a little YouTube. Whenever Richie was looking like through the YouTube. It was like one what it was like. They would say something. They mentioned.
Yeah.
What's up? Kirby. They mentioned Kirby. They mentioned Kirby, and one of them was about Stu. I feel like I could be tripping though.
Nah, I think you're right. Yeah. But I mean, just like those kind of breadcrumbs would have been dope, but I don't think Scream had anticipated going that far.
It shall be interesting to see where they go this next one. I've been seeing little things about the family, so some will see the family got to die.
Do you have any kind of theories of what 7 would bring? Or like, because I know you mentioned, of course, in the snow, that shit.
I just want the snow. I want to see Snowface. I want to see Ghostface in the snow. But outside of it, nah. Twice. I know I did. It's like, oh shit. I can't say hash slinging slasher. Yes, I can. But yeah, I want to see that.
Acrimony? It's okay. Sipnos. Shit. I was gonna say it with so much confidence, and it was like, gotcha, bitch. Yeah, all right. We ain't gotta work on our words.
Acrimony. Got it. What you trying to say?
Synopsis. Ooh, I got it that time. I had to sound it out. Look at us. That's what we call growth, my nigga. Episode 100. But yes, that's pretty much the end of Scream. Mm-hmm. We did this differently with our review. Episode 100, my nigga. So we can do whatever the fuck we want to do. But shout out to the one, the only Scream that pretty much had an impact on every slasher after it. Jason, was there any scenes or anything that you wanted to discuss?
No, I think we got to the majority of it. Gail probably has had, well, I was gonna say Gail. I feel like Gail probably had the most growth through all the characters, in my personal opinion, until they unraveled it in 6. Yeah, they unraveled it in 6. I mean, it makes sense at the same exact time, just depending the type of job she do, and kind of like what she told Sydney in the first one, like somebody was gonna do it. Why not it be me?
But I feel like everything that her character went through, you erased all of that in 6.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's where I feel like they did a disservice to her character. Like, you a lot of years of character growth for her. You had a major death happen, and you just brought her back to Gail from part 1 and 2. I think that was kind of fucked up. I kind of wish it was done differently for her, because I feel like because she wasn't really even in that movie that much, to where you probably could have written something different. But
yeah.
I guess we'll see, because Kevin Williamson is back for, I believe, Scream 6. And so
7.
they work 7. That one. So they work well together, and I like his writing of what he does, his storytelling. So
He's directing this time, so he's not writing.
oh shit.
But hopefully, because he is a director, he'll give notes or go over whatever it is. I don't know how the writer room go when it comes to stuff like that, but hopefully, because he is a director, he can help bring life to the scenes.
I mean, he has experience with the cast and the story. He could easily drop a, but Wes would do this, bitches. So
I mean, he got the eye, so he had the eye on it this time as opposed to the writing on it. So yeah, I trust him. And Kevin, we trust.
Kevin, we trust. But was it good though?
Most certainly. 10, what's say 10 out of 10, no notes. I would definitely recommend this to your peoples. Somebody tried to shine. Somebody tried to get on my ass today. Somebody said, scream. Ugh, like, hold on. I like you, but I will fucking hate you if you don't chill.
Yeah, this ain't the pod to be trying to bash Scream.
Like you can like what you like, but nah, you gotta don't say shit about what I'm into.
Yeah. Yeah, don't do that. Of course, was it good though? Absolutely. I have passion behind Scream. Scream stan. I am one of the toxic fans of the Scream franchise. But I do hold them accountable. So don't. Nah, if you got something to say, your face was like,
I ain't saying that. I mean, you just won't let Nev die.
She don't need to die for real. Her husband can die, then fucking kids can get up out of here. Nev don't need to die. That's leaving a lot of pain for her character though.
Like you just taking her back through traumatic experiences.
Look, she got one movie off.
She did. So,
but yes. So I have some people's thoughts. I wanted to make sure I read through this. All right. So people's thoughts. Real Movie Lover said change the horror genre and left its mark on a whole genre. Absolutely. Now, Scott from Just Another Movie Night, Scott wrote me a paragraph. I was like, yo, I'm gonna go ahead and wait till the episode. Scott pretty much said I have plenty of hot takes for you on this series. Mostly none that people like. But I will say this, Scream brought back the horror genre that was mostly suffering in the 90s with the introduction of terrible CGI and PG ratings. I only remember part 3 being PG. I don't remember part 1 or 2 being PG. So Jason, you probably have to look that up for me.
What was that?
What was the rating for Scream 1 and 2?
Back in the day or right now? Because it's definitely R.
Right now.
Because
what we're talking, it's the people's thoughts for Scream 1. So like, what was the rating for Scream 1? I would think Scream 1 was rated R because you had 3 solid gory scenes.
It is, yeah. No, it was going to be NC-17, and they had to take some of the Steve scene out as well as the Casey scene to make it rated R. It was always rated R, but I was going to say is back in the day, like in the 90s, 80s, some of those PG movies could actually go as PG-13.
Yeah, like It was fucking PG. I don't know how many people childhood was fucked up off of that movie, but yeah, that movie was definitely PG. Let me finish this paragraph. It said it paved the way. Give me 1 second, Jason. It paved the way for horror to become more accessible to larger audiences and helped to become the money-making genre it is today. That being said, it is also mostly a teen soap opera horror created by the writer of Dawson's Creek and directed by a meta commentary on the tropes of horror films that oversaturated the market with terrible clones and ended becoming very thing it once commented on, which I also think was a goal of Scream. It was one of the things to where it's made fun of what it was, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Now years later, I can't think of the film without thinking of Scary Movie mocking it. And he also said, I'll take your anger comments and calm, reasonable responses. Nothing nothing negative on that. And of course, Tiger Beauty said the GOAT of slasher movies. I have one more people's thoughts, and then I'll be done with that. Let me find it. It is said by Blessed Soldier. The first one was perfect. After that, downfall. I'm going to say you are incorrect on that, but everybody does have, space for their own opinion. So those were our people's thoughts for Scream. Jason, were you about to say something?
Crap. What was I fixing to say? I don't even remember. I hate that. I hate that. I hate
Damn.
that. Oh, it was TV-14. So it was like I guess it was a series, TV series when I just looked it up. So yeah, it definitely was a little bit light on that part.
What you talking about?
It said it was TV-14. That's a TV.
Scream?
It. You said
Oh,
it was
that's because of the
PG.
series.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that definitely should have been a little bit more.
I mean, but hypothetically, it wasn't anything gory in that movie. They were able to make a movie where you had an entity that didn't do any kind of gory deaths. It left a lot of window for your imagination to take over, and the character was scary as fuck. Pennywise was scary as hell. But I don't need to
Yeah.
talk about him anymore tonight before I go to bed, because I'm be thinking about him and the scare coming up in my room trying to talk to me, and I'm be like, ugh, y'all just leave my black ass alone. So, also, our people's thoughts name is being updated to What'd You Think, though? You like that? You like that better than people's thoughts? Yeah, nigga. Yeah, Jason hated people's thoughts. And I was like, oh, I'm about to drop this new name on there.
And
So,
I told her every time I hated that name, but I rolled with it because again, it's not a bad idea. It's just a horrible name. But branding, I feel like if we brand ourselves a lot better when it comes to what's it good though, which Jazz has been doing it. Like she'll just drop that shit in the most random of random conversations, which is always dope. But yeah, I'm definitely getting behind that follow train.
yeah, for sure. So, what'd you think, though? Is when we ask y'all your opinions about movies before we review them, and we'll share those thoughts on the episode. Our Link of Thrones, that is not being rebranded. That name is fire. So if you have an issue with it, fuck you. So, Jason, who is your Link of Thrones?
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Wait, I'm looking at it and took it off. Sorry. All right, boom. My Link of Thrones, I'm going to go with David Arquette, who played Dewey. He was in Eight-Legged Freaks. I know. Okay, you know what? No, no. Let me do
Nah, you
Never
can
Been.
keep it. You
I'm
can you can
I'm
keep it.
I'm gonna do Never Been Kissed. I want to be respectful. I had to
So
like,
Drew
wait.
Barrymore,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that was a good movie.
It was.
When she had that white outfit on and dropped that motherfucking shake on her shit, I said, bitch. I am going to do Jamie Kennedy, who was Randy. He
Mhm.
was an idle hand.
Somebody recently was tweeting like, "What happened to Idle Hand 2?" I'm like, was it supposed to be a two?
It was not supposed to be a two. I have no idea why anybody would think there needed to be a two, because he cut his fucking hand off. And so trying to get his other hand, unless it was just would have been somebody different. But
Yeah, yeah. He looks good. I
yeah,
mean, he's in well, he was. I don't know if he still is. He
and
looks
Chucky,
good. He was in Chucky. I don't know if he still is though. He had a twin brother in there. The twin died, so I don't know if he died eventually, but another twin died pretty early.
in the show.
Yeah, in the show. It
Oh,
was it was
I,
him. Like he was double playing the
oh,
character, but he was abusive and Chucky was like, yeah, no, you ain't doing my little buddy like that.
I get that.
He took him to school
Defending
and
kids.
he started then he took him to school, he started killing the kids. I'm like, wait, I felt so bad watching that show. Like if you really on some real fuck that kid shit, that show right there is definitely one of them.
Mm. I need to start watching. I heard good things.
It's good.
So
I haven't seen I probably haven't seen it since like season one though. So if I watch it again, I'm gonna start over and just start from there.
It's so much stuff.
I'm
But
chilling right now. I'm chilling.
yeah,
I'm not starting shit else. Insecure.
because we got that episode coming up. Excited for that. But Jason, was there anything else you wanted to add for this episode? We got a lot of venting done. We got a lot of recaps done.
Personally, no. I appreciate everybody that listens to us every Tuesday. Every Tuesday we're coming with some content. We dropping something new on our page every week. We're trying to gain a new follower every episode. We're trying to gain a new podcast we can partner with to one, put our own brand out there, but also introduce people to brands over here, because it definitely helps on both sides when it comes to it. But I also just enjoy having conversations with other people and just bouncing those different ideas off of each other. So that's all that I have. Jess, how about you?
I definitely just want to say, give a shout out to a few folks that's been rocking with us since the beginning. Of course, shout out to Rumi, shout out to Tiff, shout out to Crystal, shout out to Cavassier, shout out to Barry. I'm sorry if I didn't get to say your name. I feel like I just want an Oscar, and I'm like, God, thank you so much. But like 100 episodes, I didn't think we would be here, and we are. So thank you so much to everybody that just shows love to us, that shows up to our premieres, that comments, that leaves ratings on our episodes. We appreciate y'all, and we love the engagement, and it's just been a very great ride for sure. We get off the handles, but shit, that's us. And that's what separates us from other movie review podcasts. And plus, we fire shit. We got some nice ass tea for real. Because when we be laughing, my nigga, like, it's like, yo, a Crest commercial line this bitch. I was gonna put my grill in, but I'm like, nah, that's anniversary vibes. So I just wanted to be humble for this. But listen, we got some lives coming up. We got some more panels coming up. Jason, we did 2 panels in a month and a half, my nigga. Listen, I'm just saying. Cooking.
Did you shout out JR? Because I could have missed it.
Shout out to JR, our brother over there in the UK, eating beans and rice while listening to the pod.
That's JR. You got Ness and Rumi?
I said Rumi. Shout out to Ness. They're a unit partnership. So
hold no. Ness is his own entity.
He's banned, my nigga. Just like Chappelle. Yeah, I drop names of who's banned. Don't care. It's like that. My mate is going through hell right now. Thank you. I'm playing.
Chappelle was on our last episode. Hilarious. That was a hilarious episode, and we promised to keep the energy around that vein. I have a cramp in my side right now because I was just laughing. But
old ass thing always cramping.
I know. I haven't cramped in a minute. But yeah, man, we definitely appreciate y'all. Appreciate everybody that's come on, that's come on, that's chatted with us, man. Episode 100. Dedicated to Scream. Dedicated to the foundation of this podcast, dedicated to a friendship. I vow to try to do my best to keep up and make sure I show Jazz the honor or appreciation that I have for her.
It's share, man. We gonna make sure. Look, it's a partnership right here. Ain't no holes get between this.
But this is
like Trevante. I'm like, ooh, it's getting shaky.
You know what? I'm gonna let you pick Trevante before me. I will let him slide. I'll let Trevante. I'll be like, you know what? Fuck the pod for. You know what? That'll be your one pass of me saying, you know what? Fuck me today. You got it. Y'all enjoy that. Anybody else? We gotta get in the box. We gotta fight about it. We gotta, not you and me, but him and me, or however that go. We gotta get in the box.
So embarrassing, like for real.
Especially if I lost. Like, God damn, I can't even come on the podcast.
I was thinking if he lost.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking if I lost.
Like, man, I beat that nigga ass. Like Jazz, I was just sitting here like, we not together no more, bro. I ended up pulling a Jada, like, so it went viral. It went viral, and you my co-host. Yo, your co-host being your dude ass because he didn't subscribe. That's tough. You got to break up with him.
Oh shit.
And just don't blame it on the ass whooping. Blame it. He wasn't supportive. Hi, y'all.
Episode 100 Scream. This is the Was It Good Though podcast. I am Jason.
I am Jazz. Shout out to everybody who has been rocking with us. I said the list of podcasts earlier. I ain't gonna say nobody else because I don't want to show no favoritism. But I love y'all for real.
Love y'all, man. Peace.
Cheers.